Chapter 3074. After walking a few dozen meters and returning to the main road, Xia Qiuyu felt a stomachache. Perhaps it was because she drank too much cold beer at night. She had a feeling that her period had come. This was really too unfortunate, but Xia Qiuyu was too embarrassed to tell Su Yun the truth, so she said that she was a little tired and did not want to walk. Su Yun was about to call for a taxi when a car that was not an operating vehicle quickly stopped beside them. The window rolled down, and a bearded man wearing sunglasses waved his hand. "Get in." Driving in the middle of the night with sunglasses, aren't you afraid of a traffic accident? Su Yun was a little puzzled. "Can you see the road clearly?" "It's okay, I'm used to it." The bearded man said, "My glasses are professional driver's glasses that block the headlights. They're for night driving." Su Yun gave him a thumbs up, thinking that this was really advanced. After the two got in the car, the bearded man asked enthusiastically, "Where are you two going?" "Dubai 7 stars." Su Yun said, "Please hurry, my friend isn't feeling well." After getting in the car, Xia Qiuyu held her stomach and sat in her seat without saying a word. This feeling was really uncomfortable. "Are you guys on vacation?" The bearded man started on his way. "Staying in such a good hotel, haha, rich people." "Bro, you're young and promising. Your girlfriend is also so pretty. Are you guys on a honeymoon?" Su Yun didn't answer his question. "Bro, didn't anyone check the illegal cars here?" "What's there to check? I'm familiar with the traffic police here." The bearded man grinned. "No one checked on me." Su Yun nodded and motioned for him to pay attention to the road and stop chatting. Seeing that the other party did not want to talk, the bearded man did not say anything and just drove. After the car drove for about 10 minutes, Su Yun suddenly realized that something was wrong. "Bro, are you going the wrong way?" "No, I'm not." The bearded man was lying through his teeth. The more they walked, the more off the road there was. There was definitely something wrong. "Stop the car." Su Yun was very sure that this was not the way back to the hotel, so he immediately said to the bearded man. Big Beardy really pulled over. Just as Su Yun was about to argue with him, Big Beardy suddenly pulled out a pistol. It was a fake Type 64. He turned around and aimed at Su Yun. Su Yun was really shocked by this sudden incident. No wonder this grandson was wearing sunglasses at night. This was not only an illegal car, but also a criminal. "Shut your mouth. Hand over all your money, your bank cards, and your passwords." The bearded man cursed and then said to Xia Qiuyu, "Little sister, if you don't want your boyfriend to die, take the rope from the window and tie him up. Otherwise, I'll kill him with one shot." F***ck. Su Yun cursed in his heart, but he said, "Brother, we didn't offend you. Don't be like this. We don't have money. If you don't have money, you can stay at 7 stars Dubai." The bearded man scolded, "Who the F***ck are you trying to fool? Cut the crap. Take out all your money." Su Yun really didn't have much cash on him. The money that Xia Qiuyu got from the food stall was given to the poor elder sister. Su Yun took out 200 to 300 yuan from his pocket. That's all. That's all. Big Beardy was furious. He felt that Su Yun wasn't cooperating at all. This guy was truly a fugitive. His fingers actually reacted to it. Luckily, Su Yun's eyes were sharp. Just as Big Beardy pulled the trigger, Su Yun turned sideways. Bang dash. The pistol opened fire in the car. There was a smoking bullet hole on the seat behind Su Yun. Xia Qiuyu was stunned. They had really run into a fugitive. This was simply a devil who killed without blinking. F***ck. Damn you. You really shot. Su Yun was also annoyed. He immediately grabbed the bearded man's pistol with his bare hands and strangled him without saying a word. Big Beardy didn't expect Su Yun to have such a fast reaction. He still wanted to struggle, but Su Yun's fist sealed his eye socket. His glasses were broken and pierced around Big Beardy's eye socket. His entire head was filled with golden stars from this punch. He felt that his eyeballs were about to fall out. He screamed in pain. Then, Su Yun used the butt of the gun to hit Big Beardy's head. Big Beardy immediately fainted. Su Yun's attack was really ruthless. He didn't hold back at all. From Big Beardy's actions, Su Yun could tell that he was a person with a murder record. Moreover, he had killed more than one person. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so ruthless. Xia Qiuyu was so scared that she couldn't speak for a long time. Su Yun was someone who had seen many storms, so he didn't feel much about this. He gestured for Xia Qiuyu to get a rope to help him get out of the car. He opened the door first and directly dragged Big Beardy to the front passenger seat. He took the rope that Xia Qiuyu handed to him and tied the bearded man to the front passenger seat. This is a serious criminal. Su Yun clapped his hands after tying him up. Xia Qiuyu didn't have any experience in this area. She looked at Su Yun with a confused expression. Then what should we do now? Of course we send him to the police. Su Yun, I can't guarantee how many lives this guy has killed. Who knows, we might be scared to death. Xia Qiuyu was scared to death. Her ears were still buzzing when the gun was fired in the car. Don't be scared. It's fine now. Su Yun, he's being held down. The gun is also in my hands. What's there to be scared of? Xia Qiuyu still couldn't calm down. But how do we explain this to the police? Don't worry about that. You don't need to explain. Su Yun gestured for Xia Qiuyu to return to the car. I'll explain it to them. After getting in the car, Su Yun directly found the local SWAT team. As he drove, he dialed Wang Yi's number. He didn't need to report to Wan Guangxiao. He could just ask Wang Yi for help. Su Yun explained the situation in detail. He told Wang Yi that he was going to the Ningnan SWAT team now and would be there in about 15 minutes. Wang Yi told him not to worry and hung up. Xia Qiuyu always felt that this wasn't a good idea. She was worried that they wouldn't be able to come out for a while. Also, Su Yun's punch almost blinded the bearded man. What if the police didn't let him go? In a short period of time, Xia Qiuyu realized that she had developed a dependence on Su Yun. In the past, she would never rely on anyone. But today, she was so dependent on Su Yun. She was afraid that Su Yun wouldn't be by her side. She didn't know how she could face everything alone. But Su Yun was very confident. He drove all the way to the SWAT team. When they arrived at the SWAT team, there were already a lot of people standing at the entrance. The instructor of the SWAT team, the captain, the squadron leader, and the members of the two SWAT teams were all present. There were a lot of people, and there was also a SWAT anti-riot vehicle named Saber-Toothed Tiger. With so many people, Xia Qiuyu didn't know what to do. Su Yun stopped the car with familiarity. The captain and instructor of the SWAT team immediately walked over. They saluted each other and shook hands. The captain and a few members of the SWAT team had already helped the bearded man out of the car. At this time, the bearded man was a little more awake. Captain, this guy is the black bearded man we've been trying to catch for 4 months. The captain of the SWAT team was very excited when he saw the bearded man. The captain of the SWAT team was still very calm. He turned to Su Yun and expressed his gratitude once again. Thank you very much for helping us solve this thorny problem. Just now, the higher-ups have already called. You still have a mission to complete. If you need anything from us, we will do our best to cooperate. Captain, you're too polite. Su Yun smiled. Chapter 3075. Xia Qiuyu was very curious. This bearded man was not a simple criminal. Blackbeard? Who is he? The captain of the SWAT team smiled and glanced at the captain. The captain's expression was very serious. This Blackbeard is not a simple guy. He is from Chuandu and has committed a series of armed robberies and murders in the past half a year. He is an A-class wanted criminal in the Ministry of Public Security. Xia Qiuyu's eyes widened. This guy was not a simple person. Ever since the Qinhuai robbery on January 6th, the Ministry of Public Security has confirmed that the Qinhuai robbery on January 6th and the 6 armed robberies and murders that happened in Xionghu, Chuandu, and other places were all done by the same criminal suspect. The suspect committed a robbery in front of the Chuan Du Bank Savings Office. He also served time for selling guns. The platoon leader said, after this guy came to Ningnan, he committed a shooting crime. After that, we launched a manhunt for him. Speaking of this, the captain's expression was a bit ugly. The captain of the SWAT team also shook his head in distress. This guy's anti-reconnaissance ability is very strong. He used to be a scout. That's why we couldn't catch him for 4 months. Su Yun smiled slightly. That's normal. Criminals nowadays are very smart. This time, it's all thanks to your help. Otherwise, we really wouldn't know what to do. The captain said. He was very lucky. This Blackbeard met an expert. If he met 2 ordinary people, there would be another murder today. Because of this Blackbeard, the SWAT team was very stressed. Today, they could finally breathe a sigh of relief. I'll leave him to you. We'll go first. You can handle the rest. Su Yun smiled. We're also quite tired. The captain waved his hand. I'll arrange a car to send you back. At this time, the saber-toothed tiger started. Xia Qiuyu looked. This car was really cool. She really wanted to sit in it. Su Yun didn't want to dispel Xia Qiuyu's enthusiasm. Moreover, he didn't feel that the SWAT team should send him back, so he didn't refuse. Xia Qiuyu excitedly got into the car. It was a special vehicle modified from a Ford F-550 enhanced 4x4 off-road military chassis. It was nearly 7 meters long and 3 meters tall. The V10 engine was extremely powerful. Moreover, this car was designed with twin rear tires. It had high-speed 4-wheel drive and was suitable for all kinds of road conditions. The tires of the car were equipped with a tire brake relay. After the tire was deflated, the car could continue to travel for close to 100 kilometers. It was absolutely invincible. Xia Qiuyu had never driven such a car before, so Su Yun was no longer interested in this car. Isn't this car awesome? Su Yun asked Xia Qiuyu after getting on the car. Xia Qiuyu nodded. Indeed. Let me tell you, this car is equipped with searchlights, tear gas cannons, lifting lights, sound wave dispersers, electric winches, and an all-around infrared camera system. The whole car, including the glass, can withstand all kinds of rifle fire, and there are many shooting holes in the car to ensure that the special forces in the car can effectively resist or attack the criminals outside the car, Su Yun said. That powerful? Xia Qiuyu exclaimed, how much would that cost? Su Yun smiled. The price-performance ratio is quite high. 1.6 million. That cheap? Xia Qiuyu found it hard to believe. After all, even ordinary luxury SUVs were more expensive than this car. Not everyone can buy it, even if it's cheap. Su Yun, normal people can't drive it, even if they have the money. This thing is considered an armored car. Xia Qiuyu nodded in shock. If I had the money, I would definitely buy a car like this. If you want to drive it, I'll find a chance to drive it for you. Su Yun, this car looks cool, but it's not comfortable to drive or sit in. It's not even as good as an Audi A6 that costs 300,000 to 400,000. I'm telling the truth. 10 minutes later, the saber-toothed tiger dropped Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu off at the hotel. After Su Yun said goodbye to the man who drove them here, he and Xia Qiuyu prepared to return to the guest room. The assistant manager of the guest room department happened to see this scene and was so shocked that he couldn't speak for a long time. This CEO Su was too awesome. He had only been in Ningnan for a day, but he was able to get the SWAT team to send him back in a SWAT anti-riot vehicle. Incredible. He had to flatter him. If he made CEO Su happy, he might be able to achieve a meteoric rise in his career with just one word. Unfortunately, Su Yun wasn't in the mood to chat with people. Seeing the assistant manager flatter him, he just said a few perfunctory words and hurried back to the guest room. The harvest from this trip was really plentiful. Xia Qiuyu still felt that tonight was too fulfilling. So fulfilling that she didn't know how to spend it. Is your life that exciting every day? Xia Qiuyu suddenly asked Su Yun. Su Yun shook his head. Of course not. If every day was like today, big things, small things, touching things, and murderous things, I would be exhausted to death. I think it's quite fulfilling. If only every day could be so exciting, Xiaoqiu said. I suddenly feel that my previous life was so boring. 80% of my time was spent in school and the library. The library is good. There's a house of gold in books. Su Yun smiled. I think your life is very rich. Every book is an author's life experience and accumulation over a period of time. Reading one book is like seeing an entire world. Xia Qiuyu frowned. Is that so? But I think reading books is just theory. It's better to practice. Su Yun laughed. Practice is very tiring. I also think that practice can make a person's life richer, Xia Qiuyu said seriously. Su Yun nodded. You're right. Practice can make a person's life richer. But now, you should prepare to go to bed. I'm not sleepy yet. Xia Qiuyu shook her head. I really want to know what kind of expression that big sister's daughter will have after eating the drumstick. Su Yun fell silent after hearing Xia Qiuyu's words. Perhaps only an innocent and naive child would be able to reveal such a pure and innocent smile. He really wanted to see what kind of smile this sick girl would have. Thinking about this elder sister who had it hard, Su Yun still felt quite pitiful. Although she had made a mistake, she was not a bad person. She was a kind person. He only hoped that good people would be rewarded. He believed that they would be able to get through this. As long as they could get through this, there would be a beautiful future waiting for them. This woman who had made a mistake was not a good mother, but it could not be denied that she was a great mother. I want to go to Big Sister's house tomorrow, Xia Qiuyu suddenly suggested. We have the address. It should be fine to go, right? Su Yun nodded. Of course, he would not reject Xia Qiuyu's idea. Let's go together. We'll bring some good food, some storybooks, and some children's clothes. I believe her smile will be even brighter. Xia Qiuyu nodded vigorously. I didn't expect you to be more attentive than me. Su Yun shrugged. Of course. I'm a meticulous person. Even I'm afraid of myself. Xia Qiuyu patted Su Yun. Okay, go take a shower. You've done so many good things today. I'll give you a massage to relax you. You know how to massage. Su Yun looked at Xia Qiuyu in disbelief. Xia Qiuyu waved his hands. The work I do with my hands is not simple. You don't know how I got the money from the stall owner today, right? What does that mean? Su Yun gave her a thumbs up. It means your hands are good. I really want to enjoy your massage. Chapter 3076. Xia Qiuyu's hands were not ordinary hands. She had inherited the genes of the godly thief, Shadowless. Her movements were like flying, without a trace. It was an experience that people had never seen before when massaging. Su Yun had come in contact with many traditional Chinese massage masters over the years. He himself was also an expert in massage techniques. Today, when he saw Xia Qiuyu's technique, he was really convinced. It was really comfortable. It made people feel like they were swimming in the sky. He didn't know when, but this feeling of swimming in the sky directly brought Su Yun into the clouds in his dream. Xia Qiuyu was still chatting with him, and he directly fell asleep. This was actually a kind of entry. Only people whose strength had broken through the third level of the Earth Profound Realm or above would have this kind of entry. The entry could happen at any time, but there was a precondition. It required a person's mental strength to be extremely exhausted, and then get a chance to relax. Only in this state would there be a chance to enter the entry. When a person's strength broke through the third level of the Earth Profound Realm, there were very few chances to have mental strength that was extremely exhausted. Therefore, experts who could break through the third level of the Earth Profound Realm could get the chance to enter the entry. What kind of state was the entry? Perhaps only Wan Guangxiao could give Su Yun experience. Wan Guangxiao once had the experience of entering the entry. It was a kind of experience that couldn't be described with words. Entering the entry could let a person understand himself more clearly, and let his body and mind get a real sublimation. For a top expert, this was a kind of opportunity that could only be encountered by chance. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that. Many top experts, in order to get the chance to enter the entry, would do everything they could to torture their mental strength to the limit, but still couldn't get the chance to enter the entry. Because they were all wrong. The entry wasn't deliberately sought. The long-term mental fatigue was the state Su Yun was in at the moment. Because of Xia Qiuyu's matter, Su Yun couldn't relax for many days. From Yanjing to Africa, and then back to Xionghu, these days without confirming Xia Qiuyu's safety were torture for Su Yun. This caused Su Yun's spiritual force to be slowly devoured. This slow devouring gave Su Yun the opportunity to enter the realm, and today's encounter was an opportunity. Although Blackbeard wasn't a dangerous person to Su Yun, this guy was vicious and merciless. Today's shooting was something that Su Yun didn't expect. If Su Yun's reaction had been a fraction of a second slower, he might have already gone to see the King of Hell. If that was the case, Xia Qiuyu would really be in trouble. Su Yun didn't even dare to think about such an outcome. It was this kind of stimulation that allowed Su Yun to break through the limit of his mental strength. This gave Su Yun the opportunity to enter the country. Su Yun. Xia Qiuyu didn't know what was going on. He thought that Su Yun had fallen asleep. Su Yun was lying on the bed without making a sound. This made Xia Qiuyu feel helpless. "You're not really asleep, are you? Stop joking." Xia Qiuyu was helpless. He was giving her too much face. "Is my technique so good that I can make you fall asleep in a few strokes? You should at least say thank you." Su Yun didn't move at all in his sleep. "Phew." Xia Qiuyu shook her head. "If I knew, I wouldn't have helped you with the massage." Xia Qiuyu wasn't someone who would get familiar with people easily. She was always a little wary of people. It wasn't easy to meet a man who could remove all her wariness, so Xia Qiuyu naturally wanted to chat a little more. Unfortunately, Su Yun wasn't good enough. He didn't care about the girl's feelings at all. It was late at night, but Xia Qiuyu couldn't fall asleep. After all, she had slept for too long during the day. However, it was boring to be alone. After a while, she finally fell asleep. This night, South Ning's night was especially quiet. It was a cool night after the rain, and it was very comfortable to sleep. Su Yun slept like a log. When he was woken up by the sound of birds and the fragrance of flowers in the morning, Su Yun was a little dumbfounded. He was lying on the bed, sprawled out. Xia Qiuyu was lying on her side beside him, using his arm as a pillow. The fragrance of her hair faintly appeared in his nose. F***CK. What's going on? Su Yun was a little confused. His memory stopped at the time when Xia Qiuyu gave him the massage yesterday. He had no recollection of anything after that. Oh my God, did I do something out of line? Su Yun didn't dare to think further. He didn't drink much yesterday. Even if Su Yun drank a lot, he didn't have any memory lapses. What's going on? Su Yun was a little confused. If he really did something to Xia Qiuyu, then it would be really troublesome. "Qiuyu!" Su Yun called out softly. Xia Qiuyu opened her eyes in a daze and looked at Su Yun. Xia Qiuyu didn't know what to do. She was still lying in Su Yun's arm. For a moment, she didn't know what to do. Yesterday, she had accidentally fallen asleep. Who would have thought that she would hug Su Yun and sleep for the entire night? "I didn't wake you up, did I?" Su Yun was a little embarrassed. That. I didn't do anything out of line yesterday, right? Only then did Xia Qiuyu sit up beside Su Yun. She quickly shook her head. No. You were probably too tired yesterday and fell asleep." Su Yun frowned. How could he fall asleep unconsciously? Su Yun also got off the bed. The moment he stood up, he instantly felt a warm current rolling in his dantian. This feeling filled his entire body with strength. At this moment, Su Yun seemed to have realized something. He slowly raised both of his hands and focused on it. He felt the carefree feeling of an unending flow of power. What happened? Could Could it be the legendary threshold? Su Yun sucked in a breath of cold air. Experts above the third level of the Earth Profound Realm would have the opportunity to enter the threshold in the future. Only experts of the Earth Profound Realm who had the opportunity to enter the threshold could comprehend the truth of breaking through to the Sky Profound Realm. If they didn't have the opportunity to enter the threshold, then even experts of the ninth level of the Earth Profound Realm would never have the opportunity to break through to the Sky Profound Realm. What are you doing? Xia Qiuyu looked at the confused Su Yun and didn't understand. Only then did Su Yun return to his senses. He smiled faintly. It's nothing. My body might have encountered some special circumstances. Xia Qiuyu's face slightly reddened. She was the one who had encountered some special circumstances. Su Yun, this guy was really bad. I'm not joking with you. Your reaction last night was very problematic. Xia Qiuyu said. I thought something happened to you. Sorry for making you worry. Su Yun stretched. Let's get up, wash up, and eat something. It's getting late. Although it was only 6:30 in the morning, after the two of them washed up, it would probably be 7. The hotel's breakfast buffet would definitely have started. They still wanted to see the sick little girl today. They originally thought that they would be bored for a few days in South Ning, but now it seemed that they really wouldn't be idle at all. After washing up and eating breakfast, it was already 8:30. At this time, most of the big supermarkets had already opened. Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu prepared to buy some things. Originally, Su Yun wanted to take a taxi, but thinking that they might have to stay in South Ning for a few days, he asked if the hotel had a car rental service. The hotel manager had already heard of this director Su, and immediately arranged a car rental service for Su Yun. According to Su Yun's request, the hotel manager quickly arranged a Jeep Grand Cherokee in order to drive in a low-key and comfortable manner. Chapter 3077. Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu drove straight to the biggest supermarket in South Ning. It was still early, and there weren't many people in the supermarket, so it was a little deserted. Most of the people in the supermarket were employees. Some were in charge of inventory and loading, some were in charge of displaying the promotional materials. They were all busy. Su Yun did not know much about what children like to eat. He looked at the dazzling array of things and wanted to take them into the cart. Xia Qiuyu moved the car away. Su Yun did not even put the canned peaches and chips in his hand. What are you doing? Forget about the things you're taking. Xia Qiuyu shook her head. I don't want you to give a sick child such junk food. Junk food? Su Yun frowned. He thought about the chips in his hand. They were really unhealthy. Although they were not fried, it was better to eat less. Then I'll listen to you. After saying that, Su Yun put the chips back. I don't want that either. Xia Qiuyu shook her head and pointed at the canned food. Su Yun was shocked. Not even canned food. Wait a minute. When I was young, I was injured, wronged, and sick. The thing I wanted the most was to have canned food. There's nothing wrong with canned food, right? It's not puffed food. But it's worse than puffed food. Xia Qiuyu shook her head helplessly. Do you know what the top 10 unhealthy foods are? Su Yun shook his head. I really don't know. Fried food is the first. Fried food is the most unhealthy food, Xia Qiuyu said. Then there's pickled food. Pickled vegetables, processed meat, biscuits, and drinks. But I didn't buy any of those, Su Yun said. I'm not done. After those, it's canned food. Xia Qiuyu continued, there's also candied plums in snacks, frozen desserts, barbecue, and other fast food. Su Yun smiled bitterly. When I was sick when I was young, I always hoped that my master would give me canned food. When I grew up, I would definitely eat barbecue with my brothers whenever I had the chance. Xia Qiuyu shrugged. He didn't deny that everyone had done this before. Moreover, once summer arrived, it would be a waste if they didn't barbecue. With your physique, you can definitely eat anything. But this young lady's body is fragile, so don't just take it. Xia Qiuyu said, let me do it. Xia Qiuyu chose oats, milk, and the like. Later, she thought about it again and said to Su Yun, "Did the little girl that the big sister mentioned yesterday have kidney problems?" "Yes." Su Yun nodded. "That's what I said. Patients with nephrotic syndrome will lose a large amount of protein every day due to normal metabolism. As time goes by, it will inevitably lead to protein deficiency in the body. At this time, if protein is not replenished, it will become more and more deficient. Protein is the source of life. If there is a lack of protein in the body, not only will it cause edema, but it will also cause all kinds of diseases, which is life-threatening." Xia Qiuyu said as he walked, "Therefore, patients with kidney disease need food that is rich in high-quality protein. Milk, eggs, chicken, and fish are all essential. Then tell the big sister to let the child eat eggs as rice and drink milk as water." Su Yun wanted to get more milk without hesitation. Even if she needs it, she can't eat unlimited amounts of protein. If she eats too much protein over a long period of time, not only will it not be beneficial, it will also increase the burden on the kidneys and cause kidney damage. Xia Qiuyu shook her head and signaled Su Yun to stop getting more milk. Su Yun laughed dryly. "So much to pay attention to." "Yes." Xia Qiuyu said, "You took so much milk. What if you can't finish it and it expires? It's better to give the big sister money so that she can buy fresh milk in time." Su Yun shook his head. "Do you know that parents are often unwilling to use things that are beneficial to the child? If you don't buy a bunch of things that make the big sister feel that they will expire if she doesn't eat them, the big sister will only give them to the child and not herself." Xia Qiuyu was stunned. She didn't expect Su Yun to be so meticulous. "If we buy too much, the big sister will definitely not throw them away when they expire. So, we'll tell her when we get there. Su Yun, this way, she will have to eat and drink even if she doesn't want to." "Yes, the big sister's body looks very weak. She has been malnourished for a long time. It's time to nourish her." Xia Qiuyu pointed at the donkey-hide gelatin on the side. "That thing is good for women." Su Yun didn't care about anything else. He took more than 10 boxes of donkey-hide gelatin that cost 2,000 renminbi per box. The two of them bought n number of shopping carts under Xia Qiuyu's careful selection. When the manager of the supermarket saw this, he arranged for a few people to help them push the shopping carts and deliver the items to the carts. In the supermarket area of a big shopping mall, it was rare to see rich people spending nearly 100,000 renminbi in one go. As long as it was good for children and women, Xia Qiuyu was in charge of selecting, and Su Yun was in charge of buying the expensive ones. They bought n number of items in one go. It was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It was such a big SUV, but the back seat and trunk were stuffed full. Xia Qiuyu had to carry a few items in her arms while sitting in the front passenger seat. There were even a few items under her feet. The two of them were satisfied. They drove majestically to the address that the big sister had left them yesterday. The construction of the prosperous area of South Ning was very beautiful, but the shanty town was a little dark. There were shanty towns all over the country. It was a dirty and messy place in a city. It was also the place with the most security and fire safety problems. When Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu arrived at this place, even if they were mentally prepared, they were still shocked by the scene in front of them. The old houses with asbestos tiles made of adobe looked as if they were hundreds of years old. At first glance, it was sad. The surrounding houses were all the same. There were almost no good houses. They were all old houses that were decades old. Dirty and messy everywhere. Mosquitoes flew everywhere. This feeling was really hard to accept. Su Yun couldn't believe that Hua Xia still had such a place. It was unbelievable. Xia Qiuyu didn't say anything. She was probably the only one who knew the pain in her heart. After all, they were all women. She really felt sorry for her big sister. She hated the man who abandoned his wife and child. This kind of man didn't deserve to live in this world. He was actually so irresponsible. For a woman to be so strong, it was all because of the power of a mother's love. If it wasn't for the child, this big sister would have left this world long ago. There weren't many people who could do this. This big sister was really too noble. When Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu drove over, Many people who lived in the shanty town and had nothing to do at home opened their doors and came out to see the commotion. Cars usually didn't come to this place. No one who could afford a car, or had the means to know a friend who drove one, would live here anymore. So the neighbors were very curious. Who was so capable to know a friend who drove a car? This was a big deal in this shanty town. Look, this car is so big. It must be someone rich. Yeah. Such a big car. It must be someone important. There are 2 exhaust pipes. This car must be very powerful. It must not be cheap. A group of people started to talk. Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu were a little embarrassed. They quickly went up and knocked on the door. Chapter 3078. Just as Su Yun was about to knock on the door opened. The woman from yesterday looked at Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu in surprise. She couldn't believe that they would really come to visit her. She really couldn't believe it. She hadn't been to the bank yet, so she didn't know that her card had an extra 300,000 yuan. Therefore, she didn't know that Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu would take such good care of her. Quick, please come in. Big sister's body suddenly froze. Enter where? Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu saw it. The moment the door was opened, they saw everything. Other than a bed with a 5-year-old girl sleeping on it, even the space to stand was pitifully small. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that the space in the house wasn't even as big as the back seat of Su Yun's Grand Cherokee. I'm sorry. The woman lowered her head awkwardly. Sis, there's nothing to be sorry about. Xia Qiuyu went forward. Her heart ached. You live here? The woman nodded helplessly. Yes, we live here. There were a lot of things on the bed. It was a mess. Most of them were things that the child needed, medicine, and so on. We'll just make do with it. We're mainly here to treat the child. We didn't come to the city to enjoy life, the woman said honestly. Su Yun was even more embarrassed than the woman. Where should they put all the things they bought? They couldn't just leave them at the door. Xia Qiuyu was an honest person. She looked around and asked, Sis, do you have a place to put things? We bought some things for you and the child. Where should we put them? When the big sister heard this, she glanced at the car behind her and quickly waved her hand. I'm already very grateful that you came to see me. Please don't give me anything else. I really can't repay you. Xia Qiuyu didn't know what to do. She could only look at Su Yun. Su Yun was also thinking of a solution. At that moment, a familiar figure walked over with 2 egg pancakes, 2 fragrant chicken drumsticks, and a pot of hot soy milk. This was the burly roast chicken stall owner from yesterday. When the burly man saw Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu, he was also very shocked. Yesterday, he already felt that these 2 people's temperaments were not ordinary. With one look, he could tell that they were people who were 180 levels higher than him. He did not dare to believe that they would actually come to see his elder sister. We meet again. Su Yun smiled. What a coincidence. Let me introduce myself. My name is Su Yun. My name is Zhang Zhuang. You can call me De Zhuang. The burly man gave a simple and honest smile. He had come to deliver food to his elder sister and her daughter. Yesterday, it was Zhang Zhuang who had sent Big Sister home. When he saw Big Sister's house yesterday, he also felt very sad. He had always thought that he was in a difficult situation, but he didn't expect that there would be someone who was in a more difficult situation than him. Therefore, Zhang Zhuang sincerely wanted to take care of them. When Big Sister saw Zhang Zhuang, she was even more grateful. Last night, Zhang Zhuang had given her a few drumsticks, and the child had eaten them very happily. This kind of timely help was far more heartwarming than icing on the cake. Have you eaten? If you haven't, I can make more for you. I made all these myself. I live about 20 meters away. Zhang Zhuang was an honest person. He didn't know what to say. Su Yun smiled. We've eaten. I've eaten too, Big Sister quickly said. She was too embarrassed to accept more. Zhang Zhuang directly exposed her. Big sister, do you think I didn't see it? I saw it this morning. You used corn flour to make some soup. The child hasn't woken up yet. How could she drink it? We didn't know each other before. Now that we know that we're neighbors, you don't have to be so polite with me. Big sister was really too embarrassed to accept it. Big sister, I think you don't have to be so polite. He's just being kind, Xiaoqiu said. Don't worry. We promise you that Big Brother De Zhuang will definitely make money. After Xiaoqiu said that, she looked at Su Yun. Can you think of a way? Yes, of course, Su Yun said. Big Brother De Zhuang, you're older than me. I hope you don't mind me calling you Big Brother. I really can't accept it, Zhang Zhuang quickly said. Su Yun said, I want to talk about a collaboration with you. I don't know if you're willing. Zhang Zhuang was stunned. What kind of collaboration? I think your roast chicken is pretty good. I'll invest, and you'll come up with the recipe. We'll start a chain of roast chicken restaurants. I'll arrange for a team to take care of the store and funding. Su Yun said, You'll just be the manager. Help me manage it, and I'll give you 50% of the shares. Zhang Zhuang was so shocked that he almost fell to his knees. To him, this was like a fantasy story. This was something that Zhang Zhuang didn't even dare to dream of. I'm not joking, Su Yun said. If you agree, I'll transfer the money to you right now. Treat it as me hiring you as a manager. Name your price. Brother. Zhang Zhuang said carefully. I really don't dare to accept it. If you lose money, it's on me, Su Yun said straightforwardly. Besides, I believe that you won't let me lose money. You'll definitely let me earn money. Zhang Zhuang almost fell to his knees. This was the super benefactor of his life. Then it's settled, Xiaoqiu said. A kind and hard-working person would never go wrong. When Big Sis heard this, she thanked him from the bottom of her heart. By the way, Brother De Zhuang, do you have room in your house? I bought some things for Big Sis, but you saw the situation here. It's not big, Su Yun said. Zhang Zhuang nodded. I have room. Do you have a lot of things? They're all in the car. When Xiaoqiu opened the car door, everything seemed to rush out. Zhang Zhuang was dumbfounded. My house isn't that big. Why don't I take a look and tidy it up? I'll go with you, Su Yun said as he got Zhang Zhuang to put down the food. Then, he went with De Zhuang. It was really close. It was only 20 meters away. However, Su Yun gave up after taking a look. De Zhuang's house was too small. On this trip, Su Yun also learned about Zhang Zhuang's family situation. This was because he saw Zhang Zhuang's mother, an auntie who looked quite spirited. Although she wasn't 60, she looked like she was in her 70s. It wasn't easy for Zhang Zhuang. He lost his father when he was young, and his mother raised him. As his family was poor, he couldn't find a wife. All he could do was buy a wife, but he never expected his wife to run away after giving birth. Zhang Zhuang took care of the elderly and the child alone. He also had a daughter who was already in primary school. In the morning, he sent the child to school and came back to make breakfast for the mother and daughter. Su Yun chatted with Zhang Zhuang's mother for a while before leaving the house with Zhang Zhuang. Zhang Zhuang said in embarrassment, If it's really not possible, I'll ask the other neighbors if they have any spare space. There's no need. I'll help you think of something, Su Yun said. Don't worry. Leave it to me. Zhang Zhuang was confused. He didn't know what Su Yun could come up with. When Su Yun and Zhang Zhuang returned, Zhang Zhuang scratched his head in embarrassment. Su Yun went up to Xiaoqiu and said a few words. Then, he got into the car and left. The mother and Zhang Zhuang didn't understand, but they didn't dare ask. Xiaoqiu suddenly smiled mysteriously. Sister, Brother De Zhuang, pack your things. Pack what? The two looked at Xiaoqiu in confusion. Move, Xiaoqiu said calmly. The two of them were stunned. Move? Where to? With their situation, they couldn't even afford to live in the slums. Chapter 3079. Seeing her sister and Zhang Zhuang's surprised expression, Xia Qiuyu explained, "Don't worry. You don't have to worry about money or anything else. Su Yun will solve everything for you." However, Zhang Zhuang and her sister still didn't know what they were going to do. At this time, Xia Qiuyu had already started helping her sister pack up. After Su Yun left, he went straight to a large housing rental company and asked them to find him a neighborhood with a good environment. It was close to Zhang Zhuang's daughter's school and was also convenient to the hospital. He directly rented 2 houses across from each other. Both houses were renovated and had all kinds of furniture and appliances. It was the kind that one could walk in with a bag. Although the price wasn't cheap, it didn't matter to Su Yun. Even if Su Yun wanted to buy it, he could do it in the blink of an eye. However, Su Yun didn't do that. He knew that whether it was his sister or Zhang Zhuang, what they needed was help, not charity. Moreover, he had given Zhang Zhuang a chance to invest in him. Su Yun believed that as long as Zhang Zhuang was a diligent person, he would be able to buy a house of his own in the best neighborhood in South Ning within 3 to 5 years. Because Su Yun was willing to pay, he was willing to do anything. The manager of the real estate agency quickly signed the contract for Su Yun. In order to save trouble for his sister and Zhang Zhuang in the future, Su Yun paid the rent for 5 years in one go. This made the landlord very satisfied. Su Yun wasn't stingy with the intermediary fee at all. He even gave a tip. His purpose was to be efficient. As long as it was efficient, everything was good. It didn't matter if he spent more money. In this day and age, time was money. Nothing else mattered. Money could be earned again, but time couldn't be earned back no matter how much you paid. So, what was the most precious thing in the world? Of course, it was time. Even a second less was too little. Want to go back? No way. Even if Bill Gates spent all his fortune, he wouldn't allow himself to go back in time and start all over again. Soon, Su Yun got the keys to the house. Then, he went directly to a moving company. After explaining the situation to the moving company, he directly threw the money and unloaded the things in the car to the moving company. The moving company was also very polite to the VIP guests. They asked for 2,300 yuan, and Su Yun directly gave them 3,000 yuan. No one had a problem with money. As long as you gave them more money, they would definitely be courteous enough to prostrate themselves before you. After arranging everything, Su Yun went straight to the rented house. There were 2 apartments opposite each other. One of them was 115 square meters, while the other was 121 square meters. They were both 3 bedrooms and 1 living room. The only difference was that the dining room in one of them was bigger, while the dining room in the other was smaller. Su Yun came to take a look at the decorations. One house's decorations were more suitable for middle-aged people, while the other house's decorations were more suitable for younger people. He let Zhang Zhuang stay in the room that he thought was suitable for the middle-aged and elderly. After all, Zhang Zhuang had a mother at home. Zhang Zhuang's mother had a room, and Zhang Zhuang had another room. His daughter could also have her own room. There was no need for 3 generations to squeeze into 1 room and 1 bed. The younger room was for his eldest sister. The 2 daughters each had a room. Both of them were pink in color, and the little girls would definitely like it. Although Zhang Zhuang's mother looked a little old, she worked all year round, so her body and spirit were quite good. She could more or less help his eldest sister to take care of the 2 children. Su Yun felt that this arrangement was the best. After the moving company arrived at Shanty Town, they directly met with Xia Qiuyu. Xia Qiuyu cut the Gordian knot and didn't give his eldest sister and Zhang Zhuang any chance to refuse. She directly asked them to move. Zhang Zhuang and his eldest sister were really stunned for a while. After the moving company moved all the things away, a Didi car arrived. It was a Buick GL8, and it was the first class on land. It was the first time for his eldest sister and Zhang Zhuang to drive such a good car. They were very nervous. Zhang Zhuang's mother also never thought that she would encounter such a thing in her life. As for his eldest sister's daughter, She had always wanted to meet this good uncle that the adults called Su Yun. She was still asleep when Su Yun left. As for Zhang Zhuang's daughter, Zhang Zhuang would only pick her up after school in the afternoon. The moving company put Zhang Zhuang's business items in the storeroom and moved them into the house. Su Yun directly went to buy Zhang Zhuang a brand new electric three-wheeled car, the kind that was large. He didn't need to ask to know that Zhang Zhuang's situation was impossible for him to get a driver's license. First of all, he didn't have spare money to pay the registration fee. It was a few thousand yuan. He might as well buy some learning materials for his child. Second of all, even if he got a driver's license, it was impossible for him to buy a car. After his eldest sister and Zhang Zhuang were brought to the residential area, they were shocked for a long time. They couldn't believe that everything in front of them was real. It was simply a fantasy. It was too unreal. They had to take the elevator home. Zhang Zhuang's mother was so excited that she cried. She said that she thought that she would never have the chance to take such an elevator until she died. After they entered the house and heard Su Yun talk about the allocation of the house, they were so shocked that they couldn't speak for a long time. This was a building, and it was a renovated building. This wasn't cement. It was wooden. They didn't even dare to step on it. The walls of the slums were covered in dust and could only be pasted with newspapers. Sometimes, the lead on the newspapers would cause people to turn black. But this place was even better than the white walls with latex paint. It was wallpaper. Wallpaper. It was the first time they saw such beautiful walls. There were even lights, crystal ones. It was beautiful and dazzling. This was practically a movie theater to them. 60 inches. 60 inches. His eldest sister didn't have a TV at home. Zhang Zhuang's TV was only 16 inches, and it was black and white. What's that? The child asked curiously as he pointed at the ceiling vent. Central air conditioning. Xia Qiuyu explained, in the future, you don't have to be afraid of the heat. You can just turn on the air conditioning. Zhang Zhuang's mother went to the kitchen. It was her first time seeing the whole kitchen. There was a range hood, an infrared gas stove, a disinfectant cabinet, an oven, and a fridge. It was her first time seeing everything. This? How much is this? Zhang Zhuang was so shocked that he didn't speak for a long time. The moment he opened his mouth, he asked the most important question. His eldest sister also looked over carefully. She knew that this place must be expensive. At least for them, it was a sky-high rent. You don't have to ask how much it is. Consider it an investment from me. Su Yun said, I will be the manager of the roast chicken chain in the future. It's only right that I get a house. When you have time, go get your driver's license. Give me a call after you get your license. I will get you a car. Zhang Zhuang sucked in a breath of cold air. A car. A car. Zhang Zhuang was a little speechless. He had never dared to think that he would have the opportunity to drive a car. If you don't know how to drive, when there are more chain stores in the future, how are you going to patrol all over the country? Su Yun glared at Zhang Zhuang. Brother Zhang Zhuang, people need to improve. I have high hopes for you. You can't embarrass me. Zhang Zhuang was already thinking about the future. He knew that this was a great opportunity for him. No matter what, he had to seize it and do well. When a person grasped an opportunity in a desperate situation, he would definitely be able to do incredible things. Su Yun believed that he hadn't misjudged Zhang Zhuang. He definitely hadn't misjudged him. His eldest sister felt bad. De Zhuang had a skill. What about her? Was she supposed to accept others' kindness and feel at ease? Xia Qiuyu saw through her eldest sister's thoughts and smiled. Eldest sister, your first task is to bring the other child over. Then, take care of their health, see a doctor, and receive treatment. When everything is back to normal, you will definitely shine. His eldest sister gritted her teeth and nodded. She looked at the time. It was already 12 o'clock. Wait for me. I will be back soon. His eldest sister ran out after saying that. The people of the moving company were busy for an hour before everything was settled. Su Yun threw a box of blue diamond hibiscus king to each of the workers. Everyone was overjoyed. Chapter 3080. Big Sis was in a hurry to go out because of one thing. She wanted to buy some groceries and cook a good meal for them. She would never be able to repay this kindness in her entire life, but she had to do what she could. Big Sis came to the bank and prepared to withdraw 200 yuan. To her, this was an astronomical sum. To be honest, she really couldn't bear to part with it. After all, a penny less meant a penny less. Her child still needed to see a doctor. But, in this society, even if she cooked for 100 yuan, she wouldn't be able to make anything. Vegetables were fine, but it wouldn't be right to not have any meat. There had to be pig trotters and pig face. Big Sis had no choice but to withdraw 200 yuan. Just as Big Sis checked her balance, she was completely shocked by the numbers. 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits, 6 digits. 300,000. This time, he had inexplicably gained 300,000. Big Sis immediately recalled that Su Yun had asked for her account number yesterday. She really didn't take it seriously. But this money… Oh my God! Big Sis almost collapsed to the ground. Big Sis was shocked in the bank for more than half an hour. Her face was already covered in tears. She was grateful to God for letting her be so lucky to meet such good people. She swore that if she had the chance to repay Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu in the future, she wouldn't miss it. If she couldn't repay them in this life, she would do anything in her next life. Her entire life had changed because of them. This was the greatest fortune in her life. Big Sis withdrew another 100 yuan. Although it was a lot, she was still very thrifty. When she bought groceries, she would bargain for every cent. She wouldn't waste money just because she had money. She knew very well that this money wasn't hers. Even if Su Yun had given it to her, he had no intention of asking her to return it. This money was for her child's treatment and medicine. It was definitely not for her to waste. She would never spend a single cent on herself. Su Yun knew this, which was why he asked Zhang Zhuang and Big Sis to move out together. Su Yun gave Zhang Zhuang a chance to earn money so that Zhang Zhuang could take care of Big Sis's family. Big Sister wouldn't be willing to do that to herself, but Zhang Zhuang definitely wouldn't mistreat her after earning money. Because Zhang Zhuang was a kind and capable person. This was something that Su Yun was very certain of. That was why Su Yun helped De Zhuang and extended his hand to help him. To be honest, this kind of roast chicken investment was not a good project. It was found all over the country. But Su Yun still decided to do it. He had already called Feng Ying and asked her to help arrange it. Feng Ying felt that Su Yun was too impulsive, but Su Yun was certain that even if the project was not novel, as long as Zhang Zhuang was willing to risk his life and put his heart into it, he would definitely be able to do it well. Everyone is the same. Many people were doing the same thing. In this world, there was no profession that only one person could do. Every profession had many people doing it. But if you can do it well, you can stand at the top of the pyramid. Because they worked hard, because they risked their lives, they were able to stand at the top of the tower. These things didn't come for free. They were all earned through their own hard work. Su Yun believed in Zhang Zhuang. Feng Ying wouldn't reject Su Yun's request. She had already agreed to this matter. She immediately contacted an experienced team to deal with this matter. Although Sky Entertainment Group's main business was in the entertainment industry, because of Ruan Qingshuang, Sky Entertainment Group had already expanded into a food chain. The most famous medicinal hot pot chain in the country was invested in by Sky Entertainment Group. Ruan Qingshuang's original medicinal hot pot restaurant had now become a place that was hard to find. In the past 2 years, there had been more than 700 medicinal hot pot restaurants in Huaxia, and this number was still increasing. Every medicinal cuisine hot pot restaurant was packed to the brim. Even though the weather was hot, there would still be people going there. Therefore, Feng Ying was still confident that Su Yun would start this roast chicken chain. In this era, as long as there was investment, as long as one was willing to spend money, there would definitely be returns. If there was no investment, it would definitely be impossible to get returns. The rich would get richer. It was such a simple principle. As long as there was money, there was nothing that couldn't be solved. After the elder sister returned home at noon, under Xia Qiuyu's guidance, she quickly learned how to use these things in the kitchen. Zhang Zhuang's mother also learned from the side. She didn't know how to use these things, but she didn't learn as quickly as the elder sister. Of course, she could slowly learn these things in the future. A table of dishes was quickly prepared. The elder sister also bought a bottle of white wine. Because she hadn't attended any drinking parties before, she didn't know the rules of drinking at all. She also didn't know how much to drink, so she only bought one bottle. She had never bought wine before, so she didn't know the price of wine. This 55 yuan bottle of Kung Fu family's wine already made her feel that it was very expensive. Of course, this wasn't considered a good wine, but it was still a kind of wine that was quite good. At least, Su Yun was used to drinking Kung Fu family's wine. Although Zhang Zhuang didn't have any drinking parties, he knew that if he met someone who could drink, 2 bottles wouldn't be enough for one person, so it was a bit awkward. Although he was a man, he wasn't addicted to alcohol and didn't have the money to drink, so he didn't have any wine at home. He didn't even have a bottle of beer when he moved. "Brother, the wine might not be enough. I'll go again. It's enough." Su Yun gestured for Zhang Zhuang to sit down. Drinking wine doesn't matter how much or if it's drinking. Actually, as long as there's a relationship, drinking tea is the same. Drinking anything is wine. The elder sister poured wine for them and also poured a little for herself. They raised their glasses together. This was the happiest day Xia Qiuyu had been in Huaxia. She didn't expect that doing good things could make people so happy. Although it was all thanks to Su Yun, she didn't have the ability or capital to help them. But Xia Qiuyu was really happy. She was so happy that she wanted to go up and kiss Su Yun. This man's position in her heart was getting higher and higher. She never thought that she would admire a man so much. Su Yun was the first, and perhaps the only. Xia Qiuyu was quite familiar with the internet. She found a delivery service and ordered spicy duck neck and spicy peanuts for the men who were drinking. She also ordered 2 cartons of beer and had them delivered directly to their door. When they finished drinking the white wine, the beer was delivered. The few of them drank to their heart's content. Zhang Zhuang's mother also told her son to drink well and relax. To be able to meet a benefactor in one's life was a lot of good karma. Zhang Zhuang's mother had a tricycle. Moreover, her granddaughter's school was close to here, so it was convenient. She went to fetch the child and told Zhang Zhuang not to worry about anything else. Zhang Zhuang also relaxed. It was indeed painful for him to not do business for a day, but he was happy today. It was the happiest day of his life. Drink. Even an honest person like the elder sister drank a bottle of beer. One could imagine how much fun they were having. This time, Xia Qiuyu drank more than last night. Looking at her condition, it was obvious that she was a little drunk. As for Su Yun, forget it. Alcohol didn't have any effect on this guy. Even if it was 60% alcohol, it wouldn't be a problem, let alone beer. He didn't feel anything at all. In the beginning, Su Yun felt that it was quite good through the alcohol training. But now, he felt that it was getting worse. If he couldn't even feel drunk, how boring would his life be in the future? People couldn't be alcoholics, but they had to get drunk a few times in their life. Otherwise, they would be letting themselves down. Of course, those who got drunk every time would be letting themselves down. That would be letting their family down. Chapter 3081. After everything was settled, Su Yun asked Zhang Zhuang to wait patiently at home. Soon, someone would come to contact him about the roast chicken restaurant. Xia Qiuyu had also settled the elder sister down. She asked her to accept the money and sponsorship first. No matter what happened, they would talk about it after the child's condition stabilized. Now, everything was not important. What was important was the child's condition. As long as the child's condition stabilized, life would truly begin. A good person would always have a chance in this life. Su Yun and Xia Qiuyu had lunch. In the afternoon, they accompanied the elder sister to the hospital. Su Yun had taken the initiative to suggest this. He felt that this was a very necessary action. Although most doctors nowadays had medical ethics and most nurses were angels, there were so many people in Huaxia and so many doctors in the hospital. There were so many patients that it was difficult to breathe. Therefore, it was normal for doctors to have emotions. It was also normal for some doctors to have bad morals. There were all kinds of people. Some doctors would pity and take care of people of lower status, but some doctors would bully people. After all, no one would care if they did not look for someone familiar to do something in the hospital. No one would care if they did not give red packets. This was not an unspoken rule. It was a serious rule. Who dared to say that they would not give red packets to the chief surgeon during the surgery? Who dared? No one really dared to, unless they were in a high position and did not need it at all. Otherwise, they were really poor. Only these two kinds of people would not bring red packets to the hospital. The elder sister belonged to the second kind. She did not have money. It was very difficult for her to gather the money for the child's treatment. If she borrowed money, where could she get red packets? And if she really gave red packets, how much could she give? 100? 200? Nowadays, red packets were at least 4 digits. 2 to 3,000 was the starting price. 5 to 8,000 was very normal. If she really gave red packets, she would be even more annoying. Su Yun knew how despicable this kind of rule was, but sometimes people had to bow down to it. If it was Su Yun's own business, he would definitely not follow this set of rules. He was one of the two kinds of people mentioned above. Because he had this ability, no matter which doctor dared to play with him, he could make the doctor suffer. Even the director of the hospital would have to lie down for him. But Big Sister was different. Su Yun couldn't possibly put all his energy into this. He would help as much as he could, but unfortunately, his energy was limited. At this time, he might as well go with the flow and be a layman for once. After arriving at the hospital, Su Yun went straight to the doctor in charge and told him to take good care of the poor mother and daughter. Following that, he stuffed the red packet of 10,000 renminbi into his pocket. This time, he was completely suppressed. Of course, in addition to finding the doctor in charge, Su Yun also went to find the director of the Department of Nephrology. Naturally, he had to inform the director of such a good thing. As a director, he would naturally decline. However, in the face of the temptation of money, coupled with Su Yun's eloquence, he could only let nature take its course when there was no one around. After everything was settled, Su Yun was not done yet. He went straight to the director's office. Of course, he didn't need to give the director any money. 10 or 20,000 RMB was nothing to the director. If he gave more, it would be meaningless. With the director's level, Su Yun took out his social connections. After Su Yun explained his situation, although the director was a little skeptical, he soon got confirmation. Su Yun's social connections were strong. This kind of small matter could be solved with just 2 phone calls. Feng Ying's social connections were very extensive. After a few phone calls, the mayor called the director's office and directly told the hospital to pay attention to this matter. If they messed it up, they should stop doing it. This was because the biggest media had their eyes on this matter and would follow up and report it. When the director heard this, he was stunned. He knew that this Su Yun was not simple. A few minutes after the mayor's call, the municipal party secretary also called. He also personally called and told the director to make sure the people were well arranged. Otherwise, the people from the military hospital would come to pick them up. If the patients were not satisfied with the hospital service and left with the people from the military hospital, then he, the director, would be finished. After 2 phone calls, the director's forehead was sweating. This was the way the world was. Anything could happen. No one could look down on anyone. No one could face it with prejudice. The world was fair. With Su Yun's preparation, the hospital would definitely have no problems. The director still didn't know who Su Yun was, but he didn't dare to ask. A young man came to his office and talked for less than 10 minutes. The municipal party secretary and the mayor both called. Their relationship was not just strong. The director insisted that Su-Yun stay for dinner. He also asked the director of the Department of Nephrology, the doctor in charge of the child, and the head nurse to eat together. This matter made the director, the doctor in charge, and the head nurse a little confused. The head nurse also received the red packet prepared by Xia Qiuyu. So, these three people all took the money. When the three of them took the money, they didn't think that they had such a big background. The director's words were very serious because the two biggest leaders of Ningnan City had called and told him directly about this matter. Later, the people from the military hospital also called and said that they were ready to cooperate at any time. This battle formation was simply too frightening. No one dared to believe who this young man was. At least, this network was really too big for them. For Su-Yun, it was just a matter of 2 phone calls. He didn't even waste his saliva. The 3 people who took the money were very nervous. Su-Yun wanted them to be nervous. Now that they took the money, there was no way to return it. They also knew that they couldn't afford to offend a big shot like Su-Yun. This way, they would definitely take care of their elder sister and child with 200% of their heart. Su-Yun's ultimate goal was this, so he didn't care about anything else. He didn't care about small things like paying money. In the end, Su-Yun rejected the director's warm invitation. The director also had a headache because the leaders of the city called and asked him to find a way to keep Su-Yun and have dinner together in the evening. Su-Yun left without hesitation. In the afternoon, when the leaders of the city came in a hurry, the director wanted to cry but had no tears. He really couldn't keep Su-Yun. His mouth was sore, but Su-Yun just didn't agree. Now that Su-Yun left, the leaders of the city immediately asked the director to contact the elder sister through the patient's information. An hour later, several of the city's top leaders and hospital's top leaders rushed to his eldest sister's house without eating. They brought a lot of consolation gifts. Because they knew that the elder sister was in trouble, the leaders took the initiative to donate money. Of course, the next day, the leaders of the city asked all the staff of the public institutions to donate money to solve the elder sister's problem. The hospital also did the same. The 3 people who received the money were so scared that they doubled the money. These were all the stories in the future. Su-Yun didn't know, and he was too lazy to care about these things. For him, it was enough as long as the child could get the best treatment. When Su-Yun left the hospital, he was so determined because he didn't want to argue with the leaders over this matter. Su-Yun didn't like those high-sounding things. He liked practical things. As for the donations, he didn't care, but if they were willing to donate to his elder sister, he wouldn't let his elder sister refuse. Society needed love. It was better to donate money to the people who needed it than to let some organizations squander it. It was also better than donating to those greedy leaders. So Su-Yun tacitly agreed to this matter. Chapter 3082. After Su-Yun and Xia Qiuyu left the hospital, it was already quite late. Although Su-Yun didn't feel hungry, thinking of what happened yesterday, Su-Yun proposed to go to the food street to see if the boss who wanted to cause trouble for him yesterday was honest. If he still hadn't turned over a new leaf, then he would really help him. But if he had already turned over a new leaf and became a good comrade, Su-Yun would definitely let bygones be bygones. He might even spend a few hundred yuan here in a moment of happiness. As for how to deal with this matter, it all depended on what kind of person the stall owner was. If he had a high level of awareness, he would lower his head and admit defeat when he saw Su-Yun. If he had a low level of awareness, he wouldn't be saved. If he angered Su-Yun, he would smash the stall and let them know what despair was. Su-Yun hoped that the boss would come to his senses, but when he and Xia Qiuyu arrived at the food street, they realized that they were completely wrong. 2 people dressed like tourists were arguing in front of the food stall's boss. We clearly agreed that the roasted oysters were 2 yuan each. Why did it suddenly become 20 yuan? The tourists were obviously very agitated. The food stall's boss wasn't nervous at all. He waved his hand. You asked about the small oysters just now, but you ate the big oysters. Of course the price is different. The two tourists were polite and didn't have any temper. Because they felt that the oysters here were cheap, only 2 yuan, they directly ordered 30. Now, 2 yuan became 20 yuan. A plate of oysters cost 600 yuan. This was obviously a rip-off. Su Yun smiled and went forward. "Boss, your price changes quite frequently. How much was it when I ate yesterday? 10 yuan for 3? When the food stall's boss saw that it was Su Yun, he was instantly furious and shouted, "That guy is here again. Everyone, take your weapons." With this shout, the two tourists were scared and quickly ran outside. But the locals were united, and the neighbors came to help. In an instant, the food stall was surrounded, and the two tourists couldn't leave. The stall owner glared at Su Yun fiercely. At this time, there were not many people in the food street, so he had enough time to teach this bastard Su Yun a lesson. As for the two tourists, they came at 3 in the afternoon and had just finished eating. "We will give you money. We will give you money. Let us go." The two visitors were already panicking. As they spoke, they took out their wallets. The stall owner snorted and motioned for the person next to him to collect the money. 2,000 yuan will do. Okay. 2,000 it is. The two tourists quickly said. Because Xia Qiuyu took away more than 6,000 yuan from the food stall's boss yesterday, he gritted his teeth and tried his best to rip people off. He knew very well that he could not rip off the locals. If he did, he would not be able to continue his business. However, if he caught the tourists, that would be a good opportunity. He had to rip them off. Therefore, the two unlucky bastards were caught. "You really think so highly of yourself?" Su Yun said to the two tourists, "The table I ate yesterday was much better than yours. It was only 300 to 400 yuan. Friend, we are here to have fun. It's better to avoid trouble. Don't harm us," the tourist said. After that, he turned to the stall owner and said, "You guys solve your problem. Let us leave safely." "That's not a problem." The stall owner nodded. It was fine as long as they paid. Su Yun was speechless. "You are two big men. Why are you so cowardly when you encounter this kind of thing? 2,000 yuan. You got ripped off just like that? It's fine if we get ripped off. It's better than getting hurt." The other person was also worried. After all, they were not familiar with the place and people. At this time, the man had already taken out 2,000 yuan and was ready to pay. Su Yun did not say anything. He went forward and took the money. "Then you won't say anything even if you are bullied, right? Okay, then I won't give you the money. If you dare to ask me for it, I will beat you until you get hurt." The two tourists were dumbfounded. What kind of people had they bumped into? "You really don't know what's good for you. Today, I will teach you a lesson." The stall owner was angry. Su Yun did not care. He directly flipped the table and smashed the stall. He had not done this in a long time. The two tourists were scared and hid in the corner. The entire stall was in chaos. The stall owner and a few employees, as well as some familiar neighbors, all joined the fight. This fight was called playing with one's life. A group of people crazily rushed toward Su Yun. Su Yun was not afraid of the crowd tactic. He picked up a chair and directly bent down to sweep the knees of everyone around him. This circle, one sweep, one hit. 5 to 6 people knelt down on the spot. The chair in Su Yun's hand was also broken. The difference was too big. Su Yun did not care about the knives, guns, and sticks yesterday. What was today? In no time, Su Yun had turned the store upside down. Xia Qiuyu had been told to stand far away by Su Yun. She helplessly shook her head and took out her phone to call the police. This kind of cheating behavior must be severely punished. This was the most despicable way to destroy the social atmosphere. Why did people travel? It was to have fun. But eating here became unhappy. The nature of the situation was too bad. When Xia Qiuyu called the police, a group of people crazily rushed toward Su Yun. It was obvious that Su Yun did not use his strength. His goal was to smash the stall, not hurt people. A few minutes later, the entire stall was in a mess. The stall owner finally couldn't take it anymore. When everything was smashed, and everyone was knocked down by Su Yun, he fiercely pulled out a fake Type 64 pistol. Su Yun was a bit dumbfounded. He could not help but be dumbfounded. He was not surprised when he met a fugitive with a pistol yesterday. But this stall owner also had a pistol. This made Su Yun a bit incredulous. Yesterday, Su Yun's threat was effective. The stall owner bought the pistol overnight through his connections. It was too easy to buy a pistol in the black market here. This was because Hapu County, which was known as one of the black gun manufacturing bases, was in their province. Ningnan was not far from Hapu. Hapu was on the northeast coast of Bibu Bay. Hapu's black guns mostly came from Guanguan Town, which was 80 kilometers away from the county. Guanguan Town had a long history of making guns and was famous for its large number of people. In the mid-90s of the last century, almost every village here was manufacturing guns. One of them was called Yangwutun Village, which was even called Hapu's #1 gun manufacturing village. During the craziest time of gun manufacturing, almost every household in Yangwutun Village was a munitions factory. Sometimes, when you walked into a farmer's yard, you could see a few guns hanging on the clothesline. Of course, the crackdown now had made them less crazy. But there was a foundation here. This place was a fireworks and firecrackers town. But in comparison, the manufacturing process was simple, the profits were big, and it was safer than making fireworks and firecrackers. The guns were more attractive because there was no danger of explosion. Therefore, over the years, there had been people secretly making guns and selling them. The level of making guns in this place was not at all behind the famous Hualong, so it was very easy to get a gun, and it was also very cheap. The stall owner hated Su Yun and was worried that Su Yun would really come back. So, he used his connections to get a gun overnight. He was waiting for Su Yun to come back. It can't be. Su Yun smiled. You are carrying a gun at the drop of a hat. Do you know what crime this is? The stall owner was a little crazy. I don't care what crime you committed. I will beat you to death today. Seeing that this matter had blown up, many people did not dare to watch the show. Xia Qiuyu, who was not far away, was a little worried. She thought that the security here was a little problematic. It could not be helped. This place had always been like this. Xia Qiuyu could only pray that the police would come quickly. Chapter 3083. The appearance of the pistol obviously made the scene anxious. Not only did Su Yun become cautious, but the others were also the same. Everyone was panicking because of this thing. The two tourists who were cheated almost fainted when they saw the gun. This was too scary for them. They were just traveling, but it was not necessary, right? The neighbors of the food stall owner also looked at everything that happened at the scene in a panic. No one wanted the matter to be too big. After all, they were all involved. If it was just a fight, the matter could be solved easily. However, if he really fired the gun, then the matter was not so simple. As long as he could control his emotions and not fire the gun, then there was no need to worry. Even if the police came, they could be flexible. Although the rules were dead, people were alive. However, once the bullet was fired, there was no way to be flexible. Everyone knew that Hua Xia banned guns. The country's supervision in this area was also very strict. However, there were great difficulties in Hua Xia's management of guns. The manufacturing and selling of guns were too secretive. It was not easy to be discovered. Not many people were willing to report it for fear of getting into trouble. Moreover, now the logistics were becoming more and more smooth, and there were more and more forms. It was difficult for the police to check every express delivery. Therefore, the criminals disguised the guns as objects of various shapes. It was very simple and could be quickly circulated. This was why some people could buy and assemble guns directly on the internet. All kinds of parts were shipped separately. After getting it, as long as one had a little bit of basic knowledge, they could easily assemble it. There was also a very serious reason for the existence of guns. That was, the culture of violence added fuel to the fire. In the eyes of many young people, many people regarded owning a gun as a badass, and a gun as a symbol of status. Although they might not be a dog sh*t. However, because of the influence of some violent culture, especially this kind of culture was too difficult to manage, it could be imagined just by looking at the current school violence. Therefore, some things should be thoroughly punished. School violence should be directly stifled. Things like being under the age of 16 should be abolished. In the old society, a 16-year-old was already the father of several children. How could he not be sensible? A 3-year-old child could be seen as an old man. If there was still violence in high school, then a dog could not be changed. The law should deal with it as it should. After receiving the report, the police rushed over at once. The snack street was very close to the police station in this area, so they heard the siren after 10 minutes. If one did not know, they would think that the police were dispatched very quickly. If one knew, they would definitely not think so. The police station was just one intersection away from the end of the food street. They could hear the police sirens in the yard. In the end, the stall owner did not act on impulse. He controlled his emotions and placed the gun back inside the drawer before the police arrived. The moment the police arrived, this B*** immediately complained. Everyone in the food stall was his underlings, and they all agreed with what he said. Su Yun quickly became the target of public criticism. Xia Qiuyu couldn't stand it any longer and wanted to reason with them. He even asked the 2 tourists who had been cheated to explain the situation. However, the 2 tourists didn't care. They said that it had nothing to do with them and that they didn't know anything. They were just passing by and were innocently involved. Of course, the owner of the food stall hoped that they would say so, and immediately agreed. Just like that, the people from both sides silently reached a consensus and poured all the dirty water on Su Yun. Su Yun couldn't help it. It was understandable that tourists didn't want to cause trouble. It was normal for them to worry about being retaliated because they were unfamiliar with the place. What else do you have to say? You are looking for trouble. Come with us. The policeman directly stared at Su Yun. Su Yun smiled. Police comrade, you don't know. The boss has a gun. He just threatened me with the gun. If you don't believe me, you can look in the drawer. Although the food stall owner was a little frightened, he calmed down and was still fearless. He was too familiar with this generation. He knew the 2 policemen who came today. One of them was a good friend of his son, so he believed that they wouldn't make things difficult for him. Gun. The 2 policemen were obviously a little surprised. They looked at each other. They didn't expect the matter to be so serious. How is it possible? There is no gun at all. The food stall owner said, You actually wronged me. It's really. The friend of the food stall owner's son obviously wanted to help him. He went forward to open the drawer and took a look. How can there be a gun? You are still talking nonsense. In fact, he had already seen a little of the gun's body under the messy pile of loose change. Who? The food stall owner breathed a sigh of relief. This time he understood in his heart. Su Yun looked. You still want to play the game of collusion? Fine, I will let you collude. I will take out the gun. Let's see how you will collude. In a flash, Su Yun directly smashed a chair into the drawer of the table. Quang dang. The table was smashed, the change was scattered, and the black gun fell to the ground. The food stall owner was afraid that the gun would go off accidentally. He was so scared that he jumped up. Just like this, the gun had already appeared. Su Yun wanted to see how they would smooth things over. If they continued to collude, it would really be their ability. Police comrade, did you not see clearly just now? What is this? Su Yun pouted. The 2 policemen swallowed a mouthful of saliva. They couldn't believe that the food stall owner was so capable. He actually dared to carry a gun. The food stall owner was also panicking. Under the gaze of the policeman, he suddenly understood. He quickly said, This is a toy gun that I bought for my son. It is a toy. How old is your son? Su Yun was really speechless. Whoever believed this reason was a fool. But the policeman was determined to protect him. He went forward and picked up the gun. Although he knew that it was a real gun, he still clenched his teeth. This toy gun is too real. You can't play with an imitation gun. It must be confiscated. This time, it is a warning. Next time, it won't work. After he finished speaking, he kept the gun. F***ck. Not bad. Su Yun cursed in his heart. This protector had already reached this step. He didn't have anything to cooperate with. Toy. Su Yun stared at the policeman. Let me see. I want to see how real this toy is. Who do you think you are? This is something that we, the police, have to deal with. How can you casually look at it? The policeman was anxious. Let me tell you. Don't cause trouble. You should coordinate how to compensate for the loss here. Quickly settle it privately. Otherwise, I'll make sure you suffer the consequences. Su Yun was most annoyed by others threatening him. He didn't care if you were a policeman or not. He went forward and suppressed the person. Without waiting for the other policeman to come back to his senses, Su Yun snatched the shotgun over and pressed it against the policeman's head without saying a word. The policeman was so scared that his legs went soft. This is a toy, right? Policeman, can I try this toy? Su Yun threatened in a low voice. I haven't played with a toy gun yet. You are attacking the police. Do you know? The policeman was really scared. He was so scared that his mouth was flying. Don't F***king talk nonsense with me. Su Yun glared at the other policeman. Call your superiors. Tell them that someone held a policeman at the snack street with a gun. Ask them to quickly arrange for cooperation. Su Yun wasn't afraid of making a big deal out of this. He just wanted to see how the stall owner would deal with it. Sure enough, the stall owner was scared. Don't. Can we discuss it properly? Privately. Don't hurt people. Chapter 3084. Su Yun sneered. Now you want to settle this privately with me? Are you afraid that you'll make a big deal out of it? Settling this privately is good for all of us. The policeman who was controlled by Su Yun said fearfully. His life was hanging by a thread, so he was the one who was most worried. Shut up. Su Yun, I don't want to settle this privately. Your colleague won't report it, right? Fine, I'll shoot you in the thigh. I'll see if he reports it or not. This threat was effective. The other policeman didn't dare to waste any more time and immediately reported the situation to his superiors. Someone holding a policeman hostage on the food street was not a small matter. It was a big matter. The criminal police team and the SWAT team received the notice immediately and rushed to the scene without stopping. No one dared to delay this kind of thing. As for the person who attacked the police, if he had a gun, he could be killed on the spot. Therefore, many people from the SWAT team came. The leaders of the two departments didn't dare to underestimate this matter and all rushed to the scene personally. Ningnan's food street hadn't seen such a lively scene for a long time. Soon, the food street was filled with police officers. Su Yun didn't panic. Instead, the food stall owner was so scared that he sat on the ground. The criminal police team arrived at the scene earlier. They wasted a lot of time talking to Su Yun, but he ignored them. Finally, when the SWAT team's saber-toothed tiger special vehicle drove over, Su Yun seemed to have recovered. The captain of the SWAT team came to visit in person. When he arrived at the scene and saw Su Yun, he was dumbfounded. Su Yun smiled. He was waiting for leaders like them. Leader, we meet again. You. What's going on? The captain of the SWAT team saw Su Yun yesterday and heard about Su Yun's deeds. He couldn't wait to admire and thank him. Who knew that in one night, this guy would become the person who attacked the police? That was impossible. Su Yun pushed the policeman away and dismantled the gun. I can't explain it in a few sentences, but I will explain it to you. Seeing that Su Yun had released the hostage, the people in the criminal police unit all took out their weapons. Su Yun was still quite dangerous to them. However, the captain of the SWAT team knew that Su Yun wasn't an ordinary person. He immediately stepped forward and said, "We're all on the same side. Don't cause any misunderstandings. Don't be nervous." If it wasn't for Su Yun, Blackbeard wouldn't have been sent in yesterday. Moreover, the SWAT team needed Su Yun to help them with something. All the more reason not to offend Su Yun. "It's fine. If they want to, let them." Su Yun waved his hand indifferently. "Anyway, I'll tell you what I want to say today. Captain, I didn't pick this matter. It was the food stall that cheated and blackmailed people. That's why I did it. I admit that I smashed the things." When the two tourists saw that Su Yun was so proud, they instantly fell down. Yes. They are blackmailed. They are ripping people off." Su Yun looked at the two of them speechlessly. "Why didn't you say that just now?" The two of them lowered their heads in embarrassment. Su Yun took out 2,000 yuan and threw it to the two of them. "Hurry up and leave. There's nothing for you to do here. Be careful in the future. Don't think that you can get back the money that was cheated this time. Let me tell you, don't even think about it." The two tourists took the money gratefully and wanted to leave. Of course, Su Yun let them go, but the criminal police team still stopped them and began to record what had just happened. Su Yun also told the SWAT team captain about the gun. This matter naturally had to be dealt with severely. The criminal police team now had to work. They had to follow the clues of this gun and dig out all the people who were related to this gun transaction. This was to prove Ningnan's determination to ban guns. Although they were in the same province as the notorious Heppu, they were still determined to cut off all relations with guns. They must be severely punished. The food stall's boss was really unlucky this time. Not only did he lose his wife, but he also lost his soldiers, who asked him not to recognize Mount Tai and offended Su Yun. If he didn't offend Su Yun, things wouldn't have turned out like this. He might even be locked up for a while because of the gun incident. Su Yun should have received something like praise, but he really didn't care about these superficial things. The captain of the SWAT team told him that he had something serious to tell him and needed to talk to him alone, so Su Yun nodded and agreed. Xia Choyu waited quietly at the side. Su Yun followed the SWAT team captain into the car. After closing the door, the SWAT team captain told him the situation. Blackbeard ran away last night. Su Yun almost jumped up when he heard that. His head hit the roof of the car before he sat down. The people outside saw the car shake and were confused, especially Xia Choyu. She really couldn't understand why the car would shake when two men were in the car. "Leader, are you kidding me? Who is Blackbeard? He's a murderer. You are the SWAT team. How can you let him run away?" Su Yun's lungs were about to explode from anger. What kind of stupid thing was this? The SWAT team captain was also helpless. "I didn't expect things to turn out like this. Because Blackbeard's eyes were injured by you, according to the rules, we have to send him to the hospital." Su Yun patted his head. He also forgot that the police had to follow the rules and couldn't abuse the prisoners. Blackbeard's eyes were seriously injured, so he was sent to the hospital. But no one expected that after he was sent to the hospital, Blackbeard used the opportunity to escape from the hospital. This made the SWAT team anxious. They never thought that Blackbeard would refuse the anesthesia, and he even knocked the doctor unconscious in the middle of the operation and escaped through the window. This kind of thing was unbelievable, but Blackbeard was able to do it. As police officers, there was really nothing they could do about it. The captain of the SWAT team really wanted to cry, but he had no choice but to hold it in and suppress the matter. He was worried that it would cause social panic, so he had to solve Blackbeard's problem as soon as possible. A few hours later tonight, it would be 24 hours since Blackbeard escaped. He had to make a decision to solve the problem and trouble. Since the incident, they had been looking forward to seeing Su Yun again. They didn't expect to meet him again so coincidentally. This was really an indescribable fate for the SWAT team captain. Now, as long as they had Su Yun's help, the SWAT team was very confident. What do you think you are doing? You can even let a fat duck in your mouth fly away. I really admire you. Su-Yun shook his head helplessly. You have to punish the people who were responsible for guarding the hospital last night. If you don't punish them, they won't be able to do anything. The SWAT team captain also knew that it was all their negligence. They thought that Blackbeard was seriously injured and couldn't escape. It's all our fault. I will punish everyone in the SWAT team, including myself. The SWAT team captain said to Su-Yun very seriously. Su-Yun was finally satisfied. Now we are also trying to make up for it. I hope you can help us. The SWAT team captain was very sincere. Su-Yun didn't have anything to do anyway. He would just treat it as an exercise. Okay, tell me. How do you want me to help you? P.S. All these years, I have been burying my head in writing. Suddenly, I heard that it's not good to just write good things. I have to learn to cultivate fans. Although I think that, as a writer, the most important thing is to write good things. But society doesn't think so. All along, I have treated my readers as brothers and friends. I have never done any fan management. But I found that if I don't do this, I will be eliminated. If everyone treats the pen spirit as a friend, please help me and follow the Sina Weibo. Pen spirit is sleepwalking _ the one with an underscore behind the name is me. Wang Yaming, on Tencent Weibo has verified information. You will know when you see it. Search Pen Spirit Sleepwalking on WeChat and follow it. I really need your help. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Chapter 3085. When the captain of the SWAT team heard that Su-Yun had agreed, his heart that was hanging in his chest finally settled down. I would like to ask you to help us analyze it. Su-Yun didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Captain, Blackbeard is someone you've been keeping an eye on. I don't know the details at all. Me? How am I supposed to analyze it? I definitely don't know the opponent as well as you do, nor do I know where he might have escaped to. Bro, there's a saying that goes, the onlooker sees the game clearly, but the player cannot see the game clearly. Our entire SWAT team and criminal police team are going crazy because of this guy. The more we investigate him, the more we can't find any clues. That's why I need your help. Su-Yun thought about it and felt that it made sense. Blackbeard was ruthless and decisive when he opened fire yesterday. He was clearly not someone easy to deal with. In that case, I need to know more about this person. Su-Yun said, otherwise, I won't be able to make a judgment. Okay. I'll take you back to the team now. The captain of the SWAT team was very excited. Wait a moment. Su-Yun smiled. First, help me send my friend to a place and then ensure her safety. Otherwise, I won't agree to your request. The captain of the SWAT team was startled. Ensure her safety? You have a general understanding of my identity yesterday. What I want to tell you is that I have a special mission. I'm currently on standby. My friend is very important to me. Protecting her is part of my mission. Su-Yun said, so, you have to promise me this. No problem. I'll arrange a place for her to stay. I'll have my people. No, not the place you arrange, but the place she wants to go. Su-Yun corrected him. The captain of the SWAT team immediately changed his words. Okay. Su-Yun opened the door and got out with a smile. He walked straight to Xia Qiuyu. Seeing Su-Yun smile, Xia Qiuyu knew that something must have happened. The bad guy ran away from the hospital yesterday. Su-Yun didn't hide anything from Xia Qiuyu. I have to help them. All right. Xia Qiuyu nodded. Is there anything I can help you with? There are so many special police officers, you don't have to do it yourself. Su-Yun smiled and joked, do you want to go back to the hotel, or do you want to stay with Big Sister for the night? I'll have the SWAT team escort you there. Don't worry, they will ensure your safety. Xia Qiuyu thought for a moment. I want to go to Big Sister's house. There's someone to chat with, and maybe we can play Do Di Zhu or Mahjong at night. Alright, then I'll get someone to send you to Big Sister, Su-Yun said. No, take me back to the hotel. Xia Qiuyu shook her head. I don't want to bring trouble to Big Sister's house. Since you said that I need someone to protect me, it means that my situation isn't that safe, so I'll go back to the hotel. Su Yun smiled bitterly. I didn't say that. I'm just taking precautions. Then let's take precautions and avoid any danger. Xia Qiuyu was very certain. I'm going back to the hotel. All right. Su Yun nodded. I'll help them solve the problem as soon as possible, then I'll go back to find you. Xia Qiuyu nodded lightly. I'll wait for you. Su Yun then went to tell the captain of the SWAT team to arrange for someone to escort Xia Qiuyu back to the hotel and protect her. The captain of the SWAT team immediately made the arrangements. After Xia Qiuyu left, Su Yun got into the captain's car and followed him back to the SWAT team. Because of the mysterious Su Yun's participation, the criminal police unit also came along. After all, Blackbeard was a huge threat to South Ning society. They had to solve the problem cleanly. After Su Yun arrived at the SWAT team, he was immediately taken to an office dedicated to Blackbeard. There were many reports about Blackbeard on the wall, and many reports about Blackbeard's appearances. Because Blackbeard was good at disguising himself, many of the photos didn't show him. Just when someone wanted to introduce Blackbeard, Su Yun waved his hand, telling them not to say anything. He wanted to study it himself. The captain immediately told them to shut up and let Su Yun study it himself. Su Yun studied it in the room for almost 2 hours. In these 2 hours, no one said anything. No one dared to disturb Su Yun. Su Yun slowly gained a certain understanding of Blackbeard, and he also traced this person's crimes. This guy was really ruthless. In order to steal a gun, he dared to kill a police officer. In order to steal money, he directly waited in front of a bank. In order to avoid being chased, he could even hide in the sewers for a week. As long as he had a bite to eat every day, he could persevere. South Ning was so big. Where could this guy hide? Su Yun glanced at the captain of the SWAT team. Did you search the entire South Ning? Yes, we paid close attention to any possible hiding place. The captain nodded. Su Yun understood and smiled. Then you might have overlooked an important problem. What problem? The criminal police team had been waiting impatiently for a long time. They didn't know Su Yun's background and thought he was keeping them in suspense. It's dark under the light. Su Yun, because the light is blocked by the light itself, there are dark areas under the light. Because these areas are very close to the light source, they won't be noticed. The SWAT team and the criminal police team were surprised. No one had thought about this problem. People don't see or notice things that happen very close to them. This is very normal behavior. Su Yun, I suspect that Blackbeard took advantage of this. So, he only needed to hide in a place very close to you, and it would be very difficult for you to notice. The captain of the SWAT team sucked in a breath of cold air. This wasn't impossible. Who is this woman? Su Yun suddenly pulled down a photo from the wall. He had noticed earlier that there were several photos of this woman. This woman's name is Xiao Ying. She works in a small foot spa. She is a masseuse. The captain of the SWAT team said, according to our investigation, Blackbeard had visited the foot spa twice. Both times, Xiao Ying was the one who served him. However, we did some investigation on Xiao Ying. It seems that she has nothing to do with Blackbeard. Su Yun pointed at the background behind the photo. Just now, when I came to your team, I noticed this place. It doesn't seem too far away from your team. At most, it is 2 to 3 kilometers away, right? The captain of the SWAT team nodded his head. It is indeed not too far away. Our men followed her. She rented a building. It is less than 3 kilometers away from our team. It is a building in the residential area. Did you go to her place to wait? Su Yun asked again. The captain nodded his head. We did. After a month of waiting, we did not notice anything out of the ordinary. So, we gave up. Why did you give it up? Su Yun asked again. Before the captain of the SWAT team could open his mouth, The criminal police officer became impatient. It is just a masseuse. We have been investigating for a month without any clues. It is normal for us to give up. Besides, Blackbeard never went to the massage shop again after visiting it twice. It would be abnormal if he never went there. Su Yun looked at the impatient criminal police officer. How many years have you been a criminal police officer? The criminal police officer glared. 2 years. 2 years. Hurry up and scram. Don't appear in front of me. Also, don't interrupt the adults. Is that all right? Su Yun ignored him and spoke to the captain of the SWAT team. The captain of the SWAT team was a calm and mature woman. She had not spoken a word. When she heard Su Yun's words, she felt somewhat uncomfortable. No matter what, he was one of her men. Cooperate. Since the captain of the SWAT team had spoken, they had to give her some face. Chapter 3086. Su Yun smiled faintly and looked at the captain of the Special Police Force and the captain of the Criminal Police Force. He said indifferently, "The relationship between the two of you, haha. There's a story behind it." Not only were the two captains shocked, but the others were also convinced. An outsider could actually see this. The captain of the SWAT team, Lu Guangming, and the captain of the criminal police team, Zhang Muzhen, were classmates at the police academy. They were in love when they were still in school. They were the golden couple in the police academy. After graduation, one joined the criminal police team, while the other was chosen by the SWAT team because of her outstanding performance. In the blink of an eye, almost 20 years had passed. Lu Guangming had made countless contributions and had become the captain of the Special Police Force. Zhang Muzhen, because of her calm mind, had gained a lot of prestige in the criminal police force. Although she was a woman, she was still promoted to captain. But no one knew when it started. They quarreled whenever they saw each other. They quarreled so much that they didn't get married. They were the golden couple. So many years passed in a flash. Their youth was gone. They both said that they weren't suitable for each other. They also said that they would never have feelings for each other. But one didn't get married, the other didn't get married. Actually, they didn't say it, but their thoughts were the same. One wanted to wait for him to get married before getting married. The other wanted to wait for her to get married before getting married. So they endured for so many years. As they got older, they weren't so impulsive anymore. They slowly stopped quarreling, but their relationship was always like this. It was neither good nor bad. The police in South Ning knew about their story and felt it was a pity that they didn't get married. Previously, there were still people who wanted to matchmake them, but nothing good came out of it. Slowly, people stopped doing things that didn't benefit them. Over time, no one dared to mention the relationship between the two of them anymore. Today, when Su Yun spoke, the two of them froze. Su Yun saw that something was wrong and quickly waved his hand. Forget it, forget it. We went off topic. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about this woman. Lu Guangming quickly returned to work. Zhang Muzhen was impressed by Su Yun. Even from such a small detail, he could tell that the relationship between the two of them was special. She had almost never interacted with Lu Guangming. She couldn't understand how Su Yun could tell. Actually, this matter was too simple. How could the captain of the SWAT team and the captain of the criminal police force not have any interactions with each other? Su Yun must have known that the relationship between the two was not ordinary. Because Su Yun was such a good judge of character, everyone's trust in him increased. Su Yun had inadvertently gained everyone's trust. This kind of trust couldn't be gained back no matter what he said. "Brother, there are dozens of photos here. Why did you take a fancy to this woman?" Lu Guangming couldn't help but ask. "This woman is not outstanding, and she doesn't have any special feeling. Why did you choose her? And not anyone else?" "It's simple." Su Yun said, "Everyone else's clothes fit their temperament, but this woman doesn't." Lu Guangming still couldn't understand Su Yun's words. "After I found out that she was a massage technician at a small pedicure shop, I felt that her temperament was even more out of place," Su Yun said. Zhang Muzhen couldn't help but say, "What's out of place? She's wearing very ordinary clothes. You can tell that she works at a normal pedicure shop. Although she has some lipstick, she doesn't have any heavy makeup." "Then did you notice the ring on her finger?" Su Yun asked. Everyone's eyes focused on him. A ring. A very shiny ring in the photo. It was very normal for a woman to wear something like this. There was nothing strange about it. This kind of ring could be bought at Uncle BMW's shop. It was very cheap. You could get it for a few dozen yuan, and it even included shipping. They even came with a box for an extra yuan. "This is a diamond ring," Su Yun said. "Listen to me. This is not fake glass, nor is it artificial zircon. This is a real diamond. Only a real diamond, and a real diamond with many facets at that, would have such a luster." When Su Yun said that, they really did notice that the ring was very shiny. This was a recent photo. The woman had raised her hand to fix her hair, so it could be seen very clearly. The other photos also had this ring. It was also very shiny. It could be seen. "Do you see it? It's this size." Su Yun said, "If I'm not wrong, a diamond of this size is at least 2 carats. This isn't something that ordinary people can afford. At the very least, I don't think that anyone here, with this job and this salary, would look at a 2-carat diamond. A masseuse at a pedicure shop wearing a 2-carat diamond ring. Isn't that worthy of your suspicion?" Everyone fell silent. But someone still raised a question. "It's just a photo. Can you tell that it's a real diamond? I don't mind if you find the same weather, the same place, the same distance, and wear a real diamond, zircon, or rhinestone ring. Take a photo and see what the result is," Su Yun said very confidently. Zhao Guangming had a lot of trust in Su Yun, so he nodded. "You know quite a lot," Zhang Muzhen said calmly. "Even so, you suspect that Blackbeard is related to her? Other than a fugitive like Blackbeard, who would give away a 2-carat diamond ring," Su Yun said, "a 1-carat diamond is now worth 50 to 60,000, and it's an ordinary one. It's normal for a ring like this to sell for 120 or 30,000. Who do you think would give it away?" Suddenly, someone from the SWAT intelligence team shouted in front of the computer, reporting, "I found a similar ring on the website. It's Zhou Fufus. 136,800. Zhao Guangming and Zhang Muzhen instantly had a whole new level of respect for Su Yun. The rest of the people present were even more impressed. Su Yun walked to the wall and pulled down another photo. "Look at this." Zhao Guangming took a look and sucked in a cold breath. It was taken in front of Zhou Fufu's jewelry store. Although the person in the photo was in disguise, it was still very likely that it was Blackbeard. So, the two things could be connected. They just had to take the photo and ask the shop assistant if this person had bought this ring before. The shop assistant would get a lot of commission for selling such an expensive ring, so the customer must have an impression of it. This time, Zhao Guangming really found a breakthrough point. He was really glad that someone like Su Yun had appeared in South Ning. "This is already the truth. Of course, you need evidence, so you can go to the jewelry store to confirm the situation," Su Yun said. "But I don't need evidence here. This woman must be related to Blackbeard." Zhang Muzhen said slowly, "So what if this woman is related to Blackbeard? You guys gave up on investigating this woman after a month. Do you think Blackbeard doesn't know?" Su Yun smiled. "If Blackbeard knew, he could live in this woman's house openly." "Impossible," the police officer shouted again. "This woman lives so close to the SWAT team. Could it be that he's here to die?" Su Yun raised his hand to tell the young man not to be so impulsive. "That's why I said, it's dark under the light." Everyone in the room was silent. Su Yun's analysis was very reasonable. This was a problem they hadn't thought of before. Zhao Guangming really saw the light this time. He slammed the table and was about to make arrangements for the police to be deployed. This matter must be solved as soon as possible to avoid trouble. Chapter 3087. Wait. Su Yun stopped Zhao Guangming and shook his head. We can't act now. Zhao Guangming was startled. Why? Since you're so sure, why don't we act now? Isn't it better to solve the problem earlier? Zhang Muden looked at Su Yun in confusion. Su Yun smiled and waved his hand. Everything we've said here is just a guess. It's a deduction. Even if it's 99% accurate, there's still a 1% uncertainty. If we act rashly and alert the enemy, won't all our efforts be for naught? Then what's the point of saying all this? Zhang Muden was a bit angry. They had been waiting for him for 2 whole hours, and all he said was this. Although Zhao Guangming was calm, he still had doubts about Su Yun's words. Then how long do we have to wait? Su Yun gave Zhao Guangming a glance and said coolly, I even thought that you, a captain, can have some differences in your views from them. Captain Zhao, I think Blackbeard must have given you too much of a headache. That's why you're so confused. If you can really solve this problem, then tell us how you're going to solve it. Why do you have to be so mysterious? Some of the SWAT team members couldn't take it anymore. No one wanted to see their captain in trouble. Do you know why you haven't caught Blackbeard for so long? Su Yun raised his voice. The scene was silent. This question was a headache for everyone present. Whenever Blackbeard was mentioned, the city leaders would get angry. The pressure on the police was increasing. If they knew the answer to Su Yun's question, they would have solved the case long ago. They wouldn't be in such a difficult situation now. Because you don't have brains, Su Yun said bluntly. Everyone was instantly furious. Some people stood up, looking like they were going to argue with Su Yun. However, Su Yun didn't seem to care at all. He looked around and said, Am I wrong? If you guys had a bit of brains, Blackbeard wouldn't still be free and unfettered. He wouldn't have to rely on an outsider like me to solve the problem. These words were really frustrating. Everyone was very angry, but they had no way to refute Su Yun. What Su Yun said was not wrong at all. We really don't have brains. Zhao Guangming was the first to admit it. This kind of detail problem is something we should have solved long ago. We shouldn't have given up on Xiaoying. There's no point in talking about that now. Zhang Muden said, What we need to do now is capture them. If we let Blackbeard escape in front of us when we're so close, then we'll be brainless. Su Yun continued, Blackbeard asked Xiaoying to live so close to your SWAT team because he wanted someone to keep an eye on you. As long as you make any movements, Blackbeard will be the first to know. Then what do you want us to do? Zhang Muden asked. You want us to know where the suspect is and not go after him? Su Yun looked at Zhang Muden with a nonchalant smile. We only know where the woman lives. We don't know if Blackbeard lives here. You said it earlier, it's dark under the light. Blackbeard lives close to the SWAT team. The junior officer couldn't help but interrupt. Su Yun sighed. You really can't be carved out of rotten wood. Blackbeard, the target is Blackbeard. Just because he planted a spy in a dark place under the light doesn't mean he has to live there. Everyone was stunned. Why don't you think about it? Look at this neighborhood. It's obvious that the houses were built before Hong Kong's handover. Back then, the neighborhood only had 2 doors at most. The courtyard was also small, and there weren't any other facilities, plants, or water features. Su Yun said, Am I right? He was right. The residential area that the woman lived in was like this. There were a few buildings, and each building had at most 20 meters of open space. There used to be some holly and weeds in the open space, but later, the Antis took it over and turned it into a vegetable garden. Then, after the Olympics, there was a sudden explosion of private cars in Huaxia. Whether it was the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd tier cities, or the 4th, 5th, and 6th tier counties, there was a sudden increase in the number of cars. These old residential areas were faced with a difficult parking situation. Because of the difficulty of parking, the only greenery in these old residential areas was turned into parking spaces. Therefore, this residential area could be seen at a glance. There was no place for anyone to hide. Blackbeard was such a smart person. He wouldn't be stupid enough to live in such a place. Once the police found out, they would come to this residential area to arrest him. It would be as easy as catching a turtle in a jar. Blackbeard wasn't a fool, so he wouldn't do such a brainless thing. He would stay away from this damn residential area. In the end, all of this was part of his plan. The woman called Xiao Ying seemed to go in and out of this place every day. In fact, as long as Blackbeard summoned her, she would take a taxi and leave the residential area in the middle of the night. Blackbeard won't live here. Zhao Guangming thought it through. We only need to follow Xiao Ying to find Blackbeard's real residence. That's right. Su Yun smiled. Blackbeard will run you around in circles because you are in the light while he is in the dark. At this time, no one was convinced by Su Yun. Zhao Guangming quickly made arrangements. Arrange for someone to follow Xiao Ying immediately. We must find a breakthrough point from her. You guys really need to make the most of it. Su Yun was still relaxed. Blackbeard has already been caught here once. He will definitely leave South Ning as soon as possible. He will cherish the time he has left to be with his girlfriend. Zhao Guangming glared, and the two men beside him quickly rushed out. They had already begun to arrange for the investigation of this matter. Don't alert him. Otherwise, if Blackbeard runs away, I won't have time to help you chase him, Su Yun shouted at the door. What about us? What should we do to cooperate? Zhang Muden couldn't help but want to take action. It's fine if you're from the criminal police unit. Su Yun waved his hand. Zhang Muden's expression was a bit ugly. Are you looking down on us criminal police? It's not that I'm looking down on you. It's just that your criminal police are too dangerous. Su Yun, you're just a new criminal police officer, but you talk and act like you're a criminal police officer. That's not good. For your profession, that's a fatal flaw. Zhang Muden's expression turned even uglier. Captain Zhang, this isn't a good thing. Su Yun smiled. Maybe it's because of the leader that his subordinates are like this? This touched Zhang Muden's heart. Zhang Muden's attitude was completely because of Zhao Guangming. Although the criminal police and SWAT teams didn't interact often, it wasn't rare either. At times like this, Zhang Muden wanted to show off a bit. Just like this, she slowly developed a habit, a kind of arrogance. Because of her arrogance, the entire criminal police team was also arrogant. They felt that their boss didn't even care about Captain Zhao Guangming of the SWAT team, so they naturally had their own attitude. Su Yun still maintained his smile. Maybe it's because of personal reasons, not because of work. But I still want to remind Captain Zhang that some things need to be corrected. Thank you for the reminder. Zhang Muden was still quite cold. She couldn't change it in a short time. I'll be careful. That's good. Su Yun shrugged. Can I rest now? P.S. Haha, brothers, I have a favor to ask. It's a small matter. Take out your phone and open WeChat. Click on the public account. Then click on the top right corner. Type in Pen Spirit Sleepwalking and follow. Xiao Xian needs attention. Xiao Xian's heart is bitter. Whether or not I get a raise depends on you, brothers. Thank you for your help, brothers. You've worked hard. I'll bow to express my gratitude. Of course, there will be benefits in the public account. After I finish writing the 1,000,000 words for Shredding the Onion, I want to write some outtakes of the Soldier King and update it on the public account. Is that good enough? If you want to see the appearance of any character, you can leave me a message in the comment section or on the public account. You can also follow Pen Spirit in Sleepwalking on Sina Weibo and send me a private message. No problem. I will definitely see it. Chapter 3088. Hearing Su Yun's unreasonable request, someone was immediately unhappy. This is the SWAT team, not your home. Now the task is so urgent, there is no time to rest. You also know that this is the SWAT team, not my home? Su Yun snorted. I also know that this is the SWAT team, not my home. But I don't seem to be a member of your SWAT team. No matter how urgent the task is, it is your business. What does it have to do with me? All of you leave. Zhao Guangming said to the other men. Do what you should do. Prepare for war. Don't waste time here. Yes. Su Yun nodded with satisfaction. That's right. Everyone, cheer up. Do what you should do. Don't just watch others do things and don't do anything. Otherwise, you will never catch the real troublesome bastard. Su Yun's words were sharp and straightforward, making everyone somewhat ashamed. Zhao Guangming's expression was gloomy and slightly bitter. He had been a SWAT team for more than 30 years, and the changes in the SWAT team over the years were in his eyes. From the initial group of old people who contributed to the public security cause without complaints to the current era, there were also some people who mixed in with the SWAT team who were waiting for death. Most of the time, the arrangement of positions was decided by the higher-ups. At some point, the SWAT team suddenly became a delicious cake in the eyes of some high-ranking people. All kinds of people with connections were arranged in. After all, even in the SWAT team, not everyone was a soldier. The real SWAT soldiers were still those who were selected and trained because they were the sharp blades and strong shields to protect the people. They were absolutely not allowed to cheat. However, because of the black sheep in the SWAT team, the discipline began to lax. Some people were even changed by the lazy attitude of those people. Even some people who didn't change on the surface were affected to a certain extent in their hearts. Just like the situation now, they liked to let others do things, but they didn't have any intention to take the initiative to do things. The funny thing was that they couldn't see others rest. This was really a very funny situation. Su Yun saw through everything as soon as he arrived. The current atmosphere of the SWAT team was really chilling. Su Yun and Zhao Guangming didn't come to the SWAT team just to help solve Blackbeard's problem. If it was just to solve Blackbeard, he could find the clues and act on his own. He would definitely be able to solve the problem by tonight. It's just Blackbeard, what does he count for? He was nothing more than an extremely vicious bastard, not worth mentioning. The reason why Su Yun came here to talk so much nonsense with them was to make Zhao Guangming aware of the current situation of the SWAT team. Although this kind of thing seemed trivial, when it really happened, a problem would arise. Since we're no longer needed for this matter, we'll head back first. Zhang Muzhen could no longer sit still. He felt very uncomfortable. Don't leave today. Su Yun smiled. So many people came to the SWAT team, I'm afraid it has already attracted the attention of some people. If you withdraw now, there will only be one result. Zhang Muzhen frowned. Blackbeard will leave immediately. Su Yun, if I'm Blackbeard, I'll leave immediately if I sense anything is wrong. Are we going to stay here forever? Zhang Muzhen was shocked. Su Yun nodded. As long as you stay here, it will give people the impression that you're still discussing countermeasures. That way, Blackbeard will lower his guard. Didn't you say that Blackbeard and that woman will definitely seize the last moment they have together? How can that woman keep an eye on the situation 24/7 for him? The officer said, Captain Zhang, we don't need to listen to his arrangements and orders. He thinks it all himself, there's no proof. Su Yun laughed. No proof? Yeah, show me the proof. I just said that woman will be Blackbeard's spy, but have you thought about it? That woman has to work at the foot spa and see Blackbeard. Where would she get so much time? Su Yun asked. If it were you, what would you do? The officer didn't know how to answer. Zhang Muzhen's eyes flashed green. You mean, she has someone else? It's a very simple thing. Su Yun, across the neighborhood, there's a place with a better view of your gate, and there's a convenience store open 24/7. This convenience store is open 24/7. It's very convenient for the special forces. The special forces didn't have fixed working hours. Sometimes, they would come to this convenience store in the middle of the night to buy cigarettes and Red Bull. Moreover, this convenience store would make some oden and instant noodles at night. This was also the reason why many special police officers liked to come to this store. Zhao Guangming sucked in a cold breath. Blackbeard was indeed playing a huge game of chess. They only needed to use some innocent people to clearly see the criminal police's movements. And the people they used didn't know they were criminals at all. They didn't realize they were being used at all. The people in the convenience store only needed to call Xiaoying when the special forces were on the move, and they would get 3,000 yuan a month. This income was higher than what they earned working in the convenience store, so they had no reason to refuse. This was the reason why Blackbeard could see the actions of the SWAT team so clearly. Xiaoying would go to this convenience store almost every day after work to buy something. Sometimes it was food, sometimes it was daily necessities. So, no one would be suspicious. I really didn't expect that some things could actually be used by someone with ulterior motives right under my nose. Zhao Guangming was a bit angry and embarrassed. Even if I catch Blackbeard, I don't deserve to wear these clothes anymore. Su Yun enlightened him. It's not that you don't deserve to wear these clothes, but that some of your subordinates don't deserve to wear these clothes anymore. You're a leader after all. With so many things to do, it's normal that you don't notice all the small details. But it's not right that your subordinates don't notice. It's my fault for not leading well. You've done a lot of things you shouldn't do for face and favors. Su Yun, Captain Zhao, as a Special Forces officer, you shouldn't be afraid of offending people. Even if it's someone arranged by a big leader, you clearly said that you don't need them. If you want them, they'll have to go on dangerous missions with you. There are no idle jobs. I believe that no one will bother you anymore. Zhao Guangming shook his head helplessly. After all, there are some office jobs. Moreover, I can't just give up the people I've already taken in. Let me tell you a very good idea. Su Yun laughed. When it came to dirty tricks, it was not that he couldn't do it. What idea? Zhao Guangming was stunned. Su Yun, Blackbeard's case is so dangerous, so difficult, and so troublesome. We definitely don't have enough manpower. So, tomorrow, everyone has to participate in the mission. Let the vermin in the office participate too. Let them search the mountains and the ravines to find Blackbeard. Also, tell them to be careful. No one knows where Blackbeard is hiding. Zhao Guangming was stunned. Don't worry, Blackbeard won't be in the ravine. But these people will be very worried that Blackbeard is in the ravine. Su Yun, you just need to let them do it this time. I can guarantee that there will be people who will think of ways to transfer you out of this lousy place. Zhao Guangming couldn't help but admire Su Yun. Why didn't he think of this idea? It was such a simple thing. If there was such a situation in the future, he would definitely throw the vermin who he wanted to transfer to the front line to make records. He reckoned that no vermin would be able to take it after going there once or twice. Chapter 3089. Now isn't the time to talk about how your SWAT team is doing. Zhang Muden complained. We can cooperate and stay in the SWAT team, but Captain Zhao, shouldn't you make arrangements for us? Are you going to let us just sit here? This is the SWAT team, not a resort. Su Yun didn't hold back. The SWAT team has dorms. If there are extra rooms, Captain Zhao will definitely make arrangements. If there aren't, then I'll have to trouble your people. Zhang Muden had nothing to say to Su Yun, but her gaze was fixed on Zhao Guangming. Zhao Guangming was also helpless. Our dorms are limited. If you don't mind, you can go to my dorm. What did you say? Zhang Muden was a bit angry. I don't mean anything else. You go to my dorm, and I'll stay up in the office, Zhao Guangming hurriedly explained. I really don't mean anything else. Only then did Zhang Muden calm down. Su Yun coughed a few times. Captain Zhao, no matter how you look at it, you're still considered colleagues, not outsiders or guests. You don't have to be so polite, right? It's what I should do. Zhao Guangming was quite reliable. He was a man and knew that he could not let a woman suffer. Although Zhang Muzhen was a strong woman, she was still a woman. She was different from men. It was nothing for a man to stay up one more night. What I mean is, I'm the real guest, Su Yun said helplessly. I think that even if you're going to give up your room, you should let me sleep in it. Hearing Su Yun's words, Zhao Guangming really didn't know what to say. Zhang Muden was also speechless. But the little criminal police officer in the criminal police team couldn't control himself. What do you know? Do you know the relationship between Captain Zhang and Captain Zhao? Captain Zhao gave her his room naturally. Why are you blindly interfering? Oh, looks like you've heard a lot of interesting stories. Su Yun chuckled. What's the relationship between your Captain Zhang and Captain Zhao? The police officer was stunned for a moment. He felt Zhang Muden's murderous aura and immediately shut his mouth. Su Yun waved his hand and said, "Since your relationship is so transparent and everyone knows about it, why are you still hiding it? Just say it. Two people in a room. It's the best of both worlds." Zhang Muden's face grew uglier and uglier. He stood up and turned to leave. Su Yun looked at Zhao Guangming. "Captain Zhao, I feel that it's not easy for the SWAT team to find a partner. Captain Zhang is a female criminal police officer. It's not easy for her to find a partner. Both of you shouldn't make things difficult for each other. Isn't it good to be together?" Zhao Guangming was rather embarrassed. "It's working hours now. Balancing work and life is the perfect life," Su Yun said. "If you only work and don't have a life, life is meaningless." Zhang Muden had already pushed open the door and walked out. Su Yun had a look of disappointment on his face. "Captain Zhao, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If both of you have each other in your hearts, then don't waste time. Seize the time to chat together. Some things will naturally happen when the conditions are right." Su Yun's words received everyone's support. The SWAT team and the SWAT team all knew that the two captains liked each other because they were both too strong. They also didn't want to interfere with each other's work. Everyone knew that this kind of work didn't allow them to take care of their families. They both hoped that the other would have a good other half to take care of them. This made it so that some things couldn't be said between the two of them. They just kept dragging it out. After so many years, the two of them still hadn't found a partner. "Captain Zhao, you should go. We all support you." The people in the criminal police team also expressed their support. "Now that the work is done, you can take a break from work and deal with your personal matters as soon as possible," Su Yun said. "I'm afraid you won't have time to deal with them later." Zhao Guangming got up and walked out the door. He hadn't talked to Zhang Muden alone in a long time. He really had a lot of things he wanted to talk about. No matter what, this could be considered an opportunity. He would listen to Su Yun and not care about the consequences. After Zhao Guangming left, Su Yun revealed a smile on his face. He looked at the remaining people and said, "Find a place to rest. In your line of work, you have to be ready to move at any time." After that, Su Yun didn't have any intention of talking anymore. He turned and left. Of course, he wouldn't stupidly stay in the SWAT team. Although he had already sent people to deal with the problem, Su Yun still believed in doing things personally. Many things could only be settled by dealing with them personally. Su Yun left the SWAT team without anyone noticing. Even the SWAT team didn't know how he left. At the moment, he was in the 24-hour convenience store. He bought a pack of cigarettes and ordered an Odin. Although the weather here was hot, it was quite comfortable to eat something to evaporate the moisture in the body. Su Yun ate the food in the store and lit a cigarette. He looked up and down at the girl who was guarding the store at night. The girl was at most 20 years old. Her face was still young. "Pretty girl, aren't you afraid to work the night shift alone?" Su Yun asked. The girl smiled. "What's there to be afraid of? Look over there. The SWAT team is at most 200 meters away. Which bad guy would dare to cause trouble here?" Su Yun nodded. "That's true. Looking for trouble here is just asking for death. The SWAT team is very powerful. If something happens to me here, just the two SWAT brothers in charge of the door can run over in half a minute." The girl said, "So I'm not worried at all. Your boss really knows how to choose a place." Su Yun laughed. "The SWAT team is doing business at the door. It's safe, too safe." The girl nodded. "The SWAT team often patronizes our business. We are very familiar with them." "Yes," Su Yun said, I think so too. You are all familiar with each other. The girl smiled. What did you see? I saw that you are familiar with the SWAT team. Su-yun said, Do you know how much time it takes for the SWAT team to assemble and leave the station? I didn't know at first, but I slowly understood. The girl nodded. It takes at most 2 minutes to gather and leave. Su-yun gave her a thumbs up. Usually, no one would calculate this time for them. Why are you interested? The girl was suddenly stunned. She turned her head and didn't say anything. Tell me, Su-yun, why do you calculate their time for no reason? I was just bored. The girl said, After a long time, I remembered it. That's a good reason. Su-yun smiled. Beauty, do you know that you have made a mistake? The girl looked at Su-yun in shock. What do you mean? I know. Someone paid you to buy information. Su-yun took another puff. Don't deny it. Since I dare to say it, it means that it is 100% certain. The girl was completely speechless. Ever since I came here, you've looked in the direction of the SWAT team more than 10 times, Su-yun said. It looks like the person who paid you tonight specially instructed you to do so, right? The girl's eyes widened. Who are you? I'm here to save you. Su-yun, if I don't save you, you will really go astray. Girl, the sea of bitterness is boundless. Repent and you will be saved. It is not too late to change now. Don't wait until you fall into the abyss before you want to be saved. By then, everything will be too late. Chapter 3090. What exactly do you want to do? The girl nervously tried to distance herself from Su-yun as much as possible. At this time, she unconsciously picked up her phone. If you call the police, then do whatever you want. Su-yun, however, it's hard to say if the police will come and arrest you or me. But if you call a woman who often comes to you, then you have to think carefully. The girl's hand trembled and her phone almost fell. Now you are in a situation where you are ignorant. If you cooperate with me, you will definitely not bear any serious legal responsibility for your previous actions. At most, you will be criticized and educated. Su-yun, but if you still want to contact that person now, it will not be as simple as criticizing and educating. The girl was silent. I know you must be thinking about who that woman is. Su-yun, she comes to buy things every day, so you must have some understanding. You must be very clear about what she does for a living. The girl nodded in agreement with Su-yun's words. In order for you to keep an eye on the SWAT team for her, she must at least pay you more than your salary every month, right? Su-yun, in order to establish a good relationship with you, I believe that she spends a few thousand yuan in your store every month. Do you think her job can afford so much? The girl was frightened and choked with sobs. I only know that she asked me to keep an eye on the SWAT team for her because she was afraid that the SWAT team would investigate her pedicure shop. Her pedicure shop must have illegal services. So, her boss asked her to pay for it. After saying this, the girl's heart seemed to have dropped a big stone. I have told you everything I know. I beg you, don't arrest me. The girl looked at Su-yun with fear. Su-yun smiled slightly and shook his head. Why would I arrest you? I am arresting bad people, not people. Then are you arresting their pedicure shop? The girl did not have much social experience and believed this kind of lie. Girl, let me give you some general knowledge. Su-yun's cigarette was half smoked. There are 2 kinds of special police. One is the special police of the armed police force, and the other is the special police of the public security system. The special police of the armed police force were only recruited from the officers and soldiers of the armed police force. The recruited officers and soldiers would be trained in the Special Police Academy. The special police of the armed police force were active soldiers, while the special police of the Public Security Bureau were civil servants. Now, they still had to be recruited from the Public Security Bureau and the newly demobilized soldiers. Of course, they were also selected from society. During the selection, there were examinations, including physical fitness tests, written tests, and interviews. You're facing a police officer. The girl nodded foolishly. Do you know what the police do? Soo-yoon asked again. The girl shook her head. I don't know. I'll tell you their duties. Soo-yoon said, the SWAT team needs to provide automatic firepower that other police forces don't have. So, their weapons are very advanced and their firepower is very strong. They are mainly involved in dealing with serious violent crimes, dealing with riots, and taking part in security tasks for major events. The girl nodded. She seemed to understand, but she also seemed to not understand. In any case, she had heard everything Soo-yoon said. I've said so much. Do you know what the main point is? Soo-yoon asked. The girl shook her head. She really did not know. You mean, they are very powerful? They are very powerful, that's right. But that's not the main point, Soo-yoon said. The main point is, I didn't say that the special police would be involved in cracking down on pornography. The girl was stunned. Cracking down on pornography is usually the work of the Public Security Bureau. In some areas where the situation is more complicated, they may work together with the local community police. Soo-yoon said, they won't use the special police. Asking the special police to crack down on pornography was like using a cannon to kill a mosquito. And there's one more thing. Cracking down on pornography is not like what the news reports. It starts with a lot of force. Soo-yoon said, cracking down on pornography requires evidence. The police are also worried that they will alert the enemy. The frontline personnel will not wear police uniforms, but they will carry documents and recording equipment. After entering the scene, they will first control the relevant personnel, then take photos for evidence. Then, they will collect condoms and tissues as evidence. After that, they will summon the owner of the place to control the scene. Then, they will mobilize a large number of police officers to control the scene and arrest the offender. The girl was stunned. You are a frontline personnel? No. I'm not that good. Soo-yoon said, I want to say that the small pedicure shop that I asked you to contact doesn't even need the Public Security Bureau. A police station can investigate it. She asked you to keep an eye on the SWAT team. Do you think it's appropriate? No. It's not appropriate. The girl nodded. That's why. Soo-yoon smiled. Do you understand what I mean now? The girl was very serious. I understand. That's why I said that she has no common sense at all. It's meaningless to ask me to keep an eye on the SWAT team for her. It's better to go to the police station. Actually, the SWAT team doesn't carry out missions because of them. I even inform them every time. Soo-yoon was speechless. This girl didn't know how to listen to the main point. Stop. I mean, she asked you to inform her not because of the pedicure shop at all. It's because of another situation. Soo-yoon said, do you understand? Another situation, which is something more serious, something that requires the SWAT team to solve. The girl was so frightened that she let out a soft cry. I want to tell you now. The woman who bribed you is protecting a wanted criminal, a wanted murderer. Soo-yoon put out the cigarette very seriously. The girl's heart was in her throat. If you continue to give her information, you will be guilty of the same crime as her. You will be in prison for at least 3 to 5 years. Soo-yoon said, women's prison is not a good place. It's very dark. A girl like you will be tortured by them. I beg you. Don't say any more. I really don't know anything. I will listen to you now. I don't want to go to jail. The girl was so scared that her soul flew away. Soo-yoon motioned for her to calm down. As long as you cooperate, the law will definitely be lenient. After all, you don't know anything. You are also a victim. I don't want all the money she gave me. I will hand it all over. The girl said, as long as I don't go to jail, I will do anything. I am only 21 years old. I have a younger brother who just went to university. My family needs money. They need me to work to earn money. My father was injured at a construction site half a year ago. He can only stay in bed since then. My mother doesn't have a job and has to stay at home to take care of my father. The whole family depends on me. I had no choice but to do something stupid. Su-yun nodded. I am giving you a chance now. I am giving you a chance to atone for your crimes. As for the stolen money, you do need to hand it over. However, if your family has any difficulties, you can tell me. I will help you pay for your younger brother's university tuition. This is not a problem. The girl looked at Su-yun gratefully. I will do whatever you want me to do. I believe that she will call you later to ask about the situation, Su-yun said. I will tell you how to pass on the message. The girl nodded vigorously. Just say that the SWAT team and the criminal police team didn't come out after they went in, Su-yun said. There was no movement at all. The girl was stunned. This is the truth. I am not done yet, Su-yun said again. The girl fell silent again and looked at Su-yun seriously. After you are done with this, take the initiative to call the other party in an hour. Su-yun, just say that a few Audi A6s rushed over overnight. The SWAT team didn't come out after they went in. The girl didn't understand why Su-yun wanted her to say this, but she still nodded obediently. What else do you need me to do? The girl asked. Su-yun smiled awkwardly. Do you have a folding bed for temporary rest? I want to rest for a while. The girl knew that he was worried about her. Yes, I will get it for you. Chapter 3091. The 24-hour stores all had foldable beds for employees to rest, even though no one usually rested. This made it convenient for Su-yun. Su-yun stayed here not only because he didn't trust the girl, but also because of another important reason. He was also worried about the girl's safety. At this time, anyone who came into contact with Blackbeard or his woman was in danger. Su-yun wasn't sure if the woman called Xiaoying would appear in the convenience store, and he wasn't sure if she would dare to bring Blackbeard to the convenience store. After all, Blackbeard was fighting like a cornered beast. All the major roads in South Ning were checked, and all entrances and exits were strictly checked. Blackbeard was easily anxious at this time. Once a person was forced into a corner, they could do anything. Blackbeard was a murderer. If he was asked to kill one or two people, he would do it. Su-yun believed that Blackbeard wanted to kill the SWAT team the most. Only by killing the SWAT team would he be able to find the satisfaction of revenge. The SWAT team was a very safe place, but it was also a very dangerous place. If Blackbeard really dared to do something like drag a few people down with him, he would definitely come for the SWAT team. After Su-yun lay down, the girl was at a loss. Su-yun smiled. Go do what you need to do. Pretend I'm not here. I'm a person with good adaptability. I can sleep anywhere. Don't worry. Then take your time to rest. The girl still felt uneasy. Ever since she found out the truth, she had been holding her phone in her hand. Now, she was both worried and expectant. She was worried that the phone would ring, but at the same time, she hoped that the phone would ring sooner so that she could end her suffering. After Su-yun lay down, he really did fall asleep. Maybe it was because once the SWAT team got busy, the 24-hour convenience store didn't have much business. After all, places that were lively at night were places with many food stalls. In a place like the SWAT team, there wouldn't be any food stalls. Without a business district of this scale, there wouldn't be much of a nightlife. There was almost no one in the latter half of the night. The girl in the convenience store waited for more than an hour in fear. Finally, the phone rang. Her expression changed, and her Adam's apple loosened. Her fingers trembled as she swiped across the refurbished iPhone that had been charged for 5 hours and charged for 2 minutes. To be honest, she was struggling in her heart at the moment. She wanted to listen to Su-yun's arrangement, but at the same time, she was afraid that she would provoke the murderer and suffer retribution. The other party is a murderer. This wasn't the kind of petty theft. This was the kind of action that would take someone's life. Although she might be punished by the law now, she would definitely be able to keep her life. However, if she betrayed the murderer, although she could avoid prison, if the police did not solve the criminal, then she might lose her life. With such hesitation, she suddenly didn't know what to say. At that moment, she turned to look at Su Yun. Su Yun, who was snoring on the bed a second ago, sat up straight with a cigarette in his mouth and looked at her with a smile. The girl in the convenience store almost threw the phone in her hand to the ground. It was too scary. Hello. Xiao Ying's voice sounded from the phone. Yes. I'm here, the girl quickly replied. Su Yun got up and walked towards her. He waved his hand at her and made a few gestures to calm her down. The girl was nervous now. Su Yun could understand this. Anyone would be nervous. If someone wasn't nervous, then there was a problem. It wasn't an innocent person being used, but a repeat offender with a purpose. When the girl saw Su Yun's comforting actions, she tried her best to calm herself down. However, the person on the other end of the phone obviously heard something strange. Is there someone around you? No. No one. I'm alone, the girl said. Then why are you so nervous? Xiao Ying asked warily. Under Su Yun's gesture, the girl continued, I'm really nervous. Today, several criminal police cars came back with the SWAT team. The criminal police cars haven't left yet. Is the SWAT team still busy now? The girl nodded. With Su Yun's help, she had slowly calmed down and adapted to the feeling of nervousness. Yes, the SWAT team is still brightly lit. I don't know what they are discussing, but with so many cars there, something big must have happened. Maybe they are going to crack down. Xiao Ying said, Sister, the boss of our foot massage shop is good to you. He gives you 3,000 yuan every month. Sister is also good to you. Every month, I buy a lot of things from you. You must help me keep an eye on them. Sister, don't worry. The girl nodded. As long as there is any movement from the SWAT team, you must tell me immediately. Xiao Ying said, if our shop is closed down and the boss is arrested, I won't be able to eat. You won't be able to get an additional 3,000 yuan. The girl was very cooperative. I know. I will definitely help you keep an eye on them. I will never let the police catch you off guard. Sister, tonight is especially important. You have to tell me any movement from the SWAT team. Even if they don't go out, you must help me keep an eye on them, Xiao Ying said. The girl nodded. Don't worry. Sister, today is a crackdown. Sister is counting on you. I will send you a big red packet on WeChat. Help me keep an eye on a man wearing gray pants and a light-colored shirt. His hair is not long or short. He looks okay, but his dressing gives people the feeling that he doesn't care about his appearance. As the girl listened, she stared at Su Yun. Wasn't this talking about Su Yun? What does this man do? The girl asked nervously. He is a plainclothes officer. A very powerful plainclothes officer. Xiao Ying's ability to talk nonsense was not small. I heard that the incident in Dongguan was caused by this guy, so you must help me keep an eye on him. Okay, I got it. No matter if someone leaves or enters, as long as it has something to do with the SWAT team, I will call you immediately. Good sister, you will definitely watch carefully. I will send you a red packet now. Bye. Xiao Ying hung up after saying that. Immediately after, in less than half a minute, the girl's phone received a red packet from Xiao Ying. To be exact, it was a WeChat transfer of 1,000 yuan. An individual red packet was limited to 200 yuan, and 200 yuan was too much for the current society. Xiao Ying received the money and immediately handed Su Yun's phone to him. I will hand over this money. Miss, the country needs girls like you who have high ideological awareness. Su Yun smiled. Do you still remember what to say in an hour? Yes. The girl nodded. Su Yun stretched lazily. An hour will pass quickly. I will not sleep anymore. I will chat with you. The girl did not dare to refuse. Su Yun went too far. He talked about how old she was, where her family was, how much money her younger brother needed to go to school, and how much money her father needed to see a doctor. When they talked about the difficulties of her family, the girl relaxed her guard against Su Yun. This was the most painful part of a person's heart. If a person was willing to listen to you, it might not mean that this person was a good person, but it meant that this person was not a bad person. This was because bad people did not like to listen to other people's difficulties. Instead, they liked to laugh at other people's pain. A person who could listen to other people's difficulties was at least kind in nature. As time passed, Su-Yun also understood the situation of many girls' families. Their lives were very difficult, but the family was full of hope. In Huaxia, there were many such families. Too many families faced this situation. Unfortunately, the country was too big. The leaders could not take care of everyone. Families like these did not expect the leaders to take care of them. They only hoped that the leaders were honest and served the people. Then, their lives would have hope. Chapter 3092. 1 hour passed quickly and the two of them arrived after chatting for a while. The girl did not wait for Su-Yun's reminder. Instead, she took the initiative to call the woman called Xiao Ying. There was no need for Su-Yun to remind her. She was already able to face the situation calmly. Xiao Ying was very nervous when she received the call. "What is it?" "Sister, a few cars just arrived. They are driving very fast. They are heading straight for the special police team," the girl said cautiously. "I don't know what is going on. I just want to tell you." "What kind of cars?" "Audi A6 and Passat. They are all black brands," the girl said. Su-Yun made some hand gestures and mouthed some words to her. Then she added, "I also noticed something. I can vaguely see the last two numbers on the license plates of these cars. They are all 0-something. Those who were observant would know that these license plates were official cars. In other words, they were cars used by the government. Everyone knew what official cars were. They were cars specially equipped by government agencies and institutions for work. Although these cars did not have special license plates like the cars in the military and were all civilian license plates, they still had one thing in common. Most of them were the first 100 license plates in the local area. Thus, whenever there were license plates such as XXX001, XXX002, XXX003 and so on, they were usually cars used by the local government agencies. Su-Yun gestured for the girl to say that because he wanted to reveal a detail. The girl might not understand this detail and Xiao Ying might not understand it as well. However, Su-Yun believed that someone as cautious as Blackbeard would be able to understand the meaning behind it. After the girl said that, Su-Yun gestured and mouthed to her. The girl then said, "There are also 2 police cars." There was a pause on the other end of the phone. Xiao Ying must have received Blackbeard's signal and asked, "Did you pay attention to the license plates?" The girl paused for a moment. Then, following Su-Yun's instructions, she said, "I didn't pay attention to them. The numbers are a bit messy. However, they all seem to start with 9. "All right, I got it." Xiao Ying nodded. The person on the other side of the phone seemed to heave a sigh of relief, but soon became nervous again. "Did the person I asked you to pay attention to appear?" "Sis, the distance is too far. After all, it's night. I really can't see the people in the car clearly." The girl said, "I even paid special attention just now." "It's been hard on you," said Xiao Ying. "This is what I should do." The girl hurriedly said, "Sister, don't worry about your work." "All right, I'll leave that side to you." The girl nodded and waited for Xiao Ying to hang up before hanging up. The girl put down her phone and glanced at Su-Yun. "Is it okay for me to say this? Could something have happened?" "Very good." Su-Yun smiled. "I found that your ability to adapt is very strong. Working in this small supermarket is a waste of talent. I suggest you do something else. This place is close to home. It's convenient to take care of my family." The girl shook her head. "Even if I want to work hard, I have to wait until my brother graduates from university and has a job. That way, I won't have any worries. When a person has worries, they will not be able to go all out. In order to achieve great things, one must have the courage to cut off all means of retreat. Only those who have nothing can come up with such courage. At present, she did not have such courage. I understand your concerns, Su-yun said coolly. However, like I said, I can help you solve the problem with your family and your brother. Thank you. Truth be told, I really hope to have such an opportunity to meet a good person like you, said the girl. However, if I were to accept it, I would feel bad. Why? Su-yun was surprised. This was the first time he had encountered someone who would refuse help. I am not at the end of my rope, said the girl. I have hands, feet and a job. Why should I ask others to help me? Su-yun nodded his head. I understand. Hearing that, the girl smiled. It's time for me to go out for some exercise. Thank you for your hospitality tonight. Su-yun smiled and produced some change. Give me 2 bottles of Red Bull. After replenishing his energy, Su-yun left. He was going to the residential area to wait for a while. If Blackbeard was really a smart person, he wouldn't continue to stay in bed with his woman. In a small village in the outskirts of the city, there was a relatively new house with dim lights. A man and a woman were lying on the bed and the quilt covered half of their bodies. Blackbeard hugged Xiao-ying, who was in his embrace. There was a look of reluctance on his face. I fear this matter has gotten out of hand. I need to leave this place first. If you want to leave, I will go with you, said Xiao-ying seriously. No. Blackbeard shook his head. I can only go by myself. At present, all of South Ning is after me. Bringing you along will only bring you trouble. There is no point in it. What should I do? Asked Xiao-ying. Blackbeard considered it. Once I settle down, come out and find me. I will definitely give you an answer. If I do not contact you after 1 month, it means something has happened to me. Xiao-ying's body trembled. If something happens to me, take the money and live a good life, said Blackbeard. Although the money is not much, it is enough for you to live a good life. I will not let anything happen to you alone, said Xiao-ying. If they want to arrest you, they will arrest us together. Don't be stupid. What I am doing has nothing to do with you. You don't know anything, understand? Said Blackbeard. I don't understand. Blackbeard ignored Xiao-ying's words. In case, and I am saying in case, the police come looking for you, answer me like this. As he spoke, Blackbeard sat up. Where are you going? Didn't I tell you on the phone just now? The special police team is still in a meeting and has not taken any action, said Xiao-ying. Blackbeard shook his head. You are too naive. The special police team has not taken any action? I've just escaped, so they'll definitely do something. But I have already sent someone to keep an eye on her. How can you be sure that there are no police officers around her? Blackbeard said, Xiao-ying, think about it. For a girl in a shop, being able to observe the entry and exit of a car is already the limit. How can she see the license plate number? You are not the one asking. He is the one who brought it up. Xiao-ying was stunned. That was indeed the case. This was not a good sign. That's not right, said Blackbeard. Xiao-ying sucked in a breath of cold air. That can't be. We need to be careful every second, said Blackbeard. Xiao-ying sat up and quickly put on her clothes. I am going back to take a look now. If they take any action, I will have to personally inform you. There is no need. No, I have to do this, said Xiao-ying seriously. If you want me to listen to your arrangements, you have to let me go now. Otherwise, I will not feel at ease. You need to pack your things now and be prepared to escape. Blackbeard thought about it. That was probably the only way. No matter what, I have to personally monitor the special police team's movements. That will be beneficial for you, said Xiao-ying. All right, I will listen to you, said Blackbeard. However, you have to do as I say. Once the police find you, you must insist that this has nothing to do with me. Xiao-ying lowered her head and was silent for a moment before nodding her head vigorously. She quickly got up and left the house. After hailing a taxi, she quickly returned to the residential area. She could not believe that the 24-hour convenience store would be under their control. It was too safe. Why would the special police suspect anything? She really could not understand. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.